I didn't
Hi,
tell it to
everybody.
take us live.
Hey, there's a picture of me, and it looks like you're zooming in on a picture of me. Are you sure that's correct?
Okay, well, we're doing this live then. Welcome to Technical Difficulties, Episode 1.
One.
I mean, it's kind of so too, considering that like 3 weeks ago when I first started, it was
But
like
did we start
half
at
an hour of this.
0.00001 in order to
Technical
get
issues, episode 40, also known as Second Side Agency episode
No,
40.
not episode, not episode.
We need it.
Yeah.
We need it to be fantasy themed. It's got to stay fantasy themed. Technical mythical themed.
Yeah,
I do not
I'm
know
pretty
why
sure
it
the
keeps
Second Side
going live
Agency
without
is
my
still
permission.
in pre-alpha at this point.
Hotfix 0.0.0.
Mythical difficulties? Is it-
Okay, so while I'm fixing this, I'm not ready to actually run this game. I don't want to end the stream and have multiple save files for today, so I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we haven't even committed to the master branch yet.
Hi, welcome to the bonus roll channel.
Episode 50.
We're going to be doing an episode of Second Sight Agency as soon as I finish fixing our cameras. Until then, hey everyone, how about you introduce yourself and your characters while we listen to this dope background music I made with Sirenscape.
Yay, Sirenscape.
Okay. I, and don't be fooled by the pony icon, am Merle. I play Rail Corvino, whose face you will be seeing as soon as I can get Discord to update that darn thing. He is a cleric, a rogue, a spy, a lover, a fighter.
A tinker, a tailor.
And
A wine connoisseur.
very much so. He is the best dressed person in the room, no matter what the room is. And he is dealing with having effectively church mafia family. By which I mean his mom is kind of the semi-mob pope. It's weird.
Well, more like the semi-mob pope would be like the leader of the council. She's more who's the guy that like shot the Dawn so he would be the new Dawn? I've never seen
Jesse James.
Yeah, him.
But he is also, as of last episode, kind of developing a crush on his bodyguard. He's also kind of betrothed to another member of the party. We're seeing how we can get out of that.
Kinda?
It's not
Last
betrothed to another
episode?
member of the family.
What? Where have you been?
He is not betrothed to another member of the party. That requires two people to have agreed to it, and they both said no.
You clearly don't understand how marriage works in this universe.
Alright, let's hear from Griggum. Hey, did y'all know this is our 40th episode?
Woo!
Huzzah! One moment, please.
Ha! Perfectly timed.
Holy crap! We made it to the double digits! In base 39!
God
So,
damn
we're
it,
back.
I understood that! Why does that
Alright,
piss me
so-
off?
So, I'm the mage. And I play Rigum. Give me a moment to figure out my list here. The Drunken Master Goblin Monk of the Selesnya Conclave, who has steadily been getting more and more tolerant by all the antics this party has been going through, by becoming ever so slightly more drunk. As such, he's been developing some Jackie Chan tendencies occasionally, and has a staff that not only grows larger with each crit, but also notifies him of wherever a bar is within 60 feet of him.
60 mile. Wait.
60 miles.
feet. Wait.
Yes. No, 60 miles. 60
Yeah.
miles.
It's stupid.
Was it 60 or 1?
Yeah,
I wanna-
60 feet would really not be that useful.
I want to
Yeah,
say
no,
it's something
not at
with
all.
like the 6 sounds right. I don't think it's 60 feet. I don't think it's 6 miles. I will check the write up. I want to say it's 1 mile, but I'm drinking.
1 mile. Yeah.
I
Come on.
think the detection range would be more than eyesight, though, because otherwise
Yeah,
it wouldn't be very useful.
Because as much as it's something that encourages a pub crawl, but it shouldn't be a blind one, you know? Anyway. He also has gained a hold of a mystical wine flask that can heal him and also never runs out of booze, which has been very handy as of late. Because he's been to so many parties, and each one carrying as much good news as the last.
At least no one got stabbed this time.
Yeah, no, nobody got stabbed. It's like,
No.
but you know, it's like, information can be just as hurtful, like as a stab to the gut. Anyway, like he's been going through some shit with a former lover, which still is not fully resolved. That's still up in the air.
We have to chase her down.
Eventually, like right now, we've got a lot of things on our plate, including keeping the lights on. So, yeah, like that's Grigham's current top priority is to keep the lights on our agency. It's doing very well. It's like, but we still need to keep on top of it. Next, I'm going to continue devouring this sandwich.
I'm going to go with Tux. Awkwardly stammer for a minute.
Oh, stammer, I thought you meant. Hi, I'm Tux. Yes,
MFer, I
the
thought-
awkwardness of my character is in fact not role playing. But regardless, he is a Simic hybrid, Simic Ranger. Yes, 2 Simics, which means he has double the
Fish.
efficiency.
Efficiency.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, my efficiency stat is through the roof.
Efficiency.
Unfortunately, that's not a stat recognized by the standard D&D campaign, but I like to think it's his best one. Yeah, fair dear. He's a scientist. He enjoys long walks under the beach.
And now he actually
Yeah.
can't, thanks to his new spell level.
I think that's everything, unless something I.
That's everything unless there's more.
He's
I
also a
think
valuable
that's-
member of the party.
Oh,
And
and
has the
Kay,
best
who
dog.
is a good boy,
Yes.
and I see the rest of my time.
I have a little tiny escape kitty to take care of.
Oh, guest star.
Right back.
So, how are you guys doing in the audience? All
3.
3 of you? Hi. Tell us about yourself, but don't reveal any personal information. Please don't type in any personal information into a Twitch chat. You have been
This is
warned.
not a place to vent. It's like, unfortunately, just give us a good.
No more like giving us answers to security questions or just as a general safety thing.
I
Is
mean,
Equilibrium here?
I haven't seen EQ yet.
Okay,
haven't
it's
yet.
it's okay.
It's
It's not
okay.
his job to be here or anything. But once he's here,
Wait, he's online
very-
now.
Okay.
It's okay. We're nowhere near ready to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why this thing took us live, but we're going to talk about D&D at least a little, or other things. After
Yeah.
Zizva tells us about Ingrid, and then picks someone else to go next, because I've lost track of who's talked and who hasn't. Because I'm
Perfect.
repeatedly clicking up and down arrows.
So Ingrid is a Golgari shaman, and really, helped out with this little Izzard mission that was near her old workplace. Now she's freaking out because she's holding something she doesn't want to be holding and needs to go back to the house immediately. But she's doing good overall. Hey, there's a party coming up, and she found a flower and encapsulated it, so she's super happy about that.
There's also this whole engagement thing. I don't know.
Didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Must have been the hallucinogenics again.
I mean,
we're clearly we're clearly working up towards a wedding special for the 100th episode. It's just up in the air as to whose wedding that's going to be. My money's on Grigum and Kay.
You're so lucky. There's so many individuals with the letter K as
Or
the
wait,
start
no.
of their name. Like,
All
I know that
married
you're trying to
people.
mean. I know that you mean probably the dog. You're disgusting. It's like, but I'd like to
I was
hold
being
out hope.
extremely silly, and I'd like to apologize.
But I would like to hold out on the hope that it might be someone else.
Cathal's not really your type. She's more the angry elf type.
I mean, Fairdere's really the only one that's made, out of character jokes about liking her. So
Who, Cathal?
Right, no.
the 3 little words comment.
I'm going to shoot you?
That's not 3 words.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
No, Kay's gonna marry the cat that runs the shop.
Marry the what?
The cat that's running the shop.
That would probably make more sense than the Undercity dog at the blacksmith place. That would be kind of sad.
Yeah, I can see Kay hooking up with Cleafer's familiar.
So, do you have like an engagement collar made out of gold? Like, paws aren't very good for like. Maybe you put it on the tail.
This is getting to a topic I'd rather not just discuss.
Yeah, this is getting awkward now. Zizva, I believe you were going to pick the next person as I meticulously scrolled through numbers.
Well, let's get Frizz on here. This is the portrait wizard one I made of Frizz as a temporary image.
Huh, so that's what happens when
Not
you
very
point a
good.
phone at a webcam.
It didn't work. And also we need more official art later.
Yeah. So yeah, I am Frizz. Well, that's what my nickname is. I am really Ferald or Temviz. I am an Storm Sorcerer. I'm just a normal human, normal guy, doing my thing, trying to work a job, and then all these bozos decide to tag along for whatever reason. But they saved my life, so, it's all good. I think we're pretty
I like
even
the
now.
idea he's like, yeah, I'm the main character, and all these other like side people just started following.
Be the main character of your story.
See, technically, that's all I know about this in general. Like, I've
I
seen a
know.
couple
I just love it. It's like some anime thing. Like you are the main character. You are Goku, and all these other just randoms just appeared, and I guess we'll give them screen time.
Exactly.
I haven't even
That works for
watched
me.
with a
JoJo.
slice of bread in his mouth.
I haven't even watched JoJo, and I feel like that was a JoJo reference.
Everything's a JoJo reference, just like The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is a JoJo reference?
Yes.
Yeah, you know that?
No. I don't really watch TV much anymore.
That's fair.
And I don't watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so.
Is that what it's called?
I do. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
I
weird
mean, it's
Leave?
pretty damn bizarre.
Yes. Spoilers, crusty as Homer's stand.
Like, all
Summing
of
up
my
the entirety-
knowledge of JoJo's is some of the memes.
Summoning up the entirety of JoJo from part 3 onwards. He was a difficult enemy, but once you figure out his stand, he's just another dumbass.
And then before that, it was, hey, there's a vampire. And then, hey, there's a bunch of Aztec vampires that are basically naked.
And then it was Dio all along.
Let's look.
Aye, 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 aye.
We just have Opal left on intros.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need an intro or
This was my
anything.
best Opal mock-up.
As far as I'm concerned, regardless of how good or bad it is on its own, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure justified its existence when they started doing that stupid joke with the pillar vampires in the "if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device for Warhammer 40k."
For the most
Every time they show the naked custodes, I just bust my ass laughing.
I mean, there's also the to be continued meme that branched off of that, and mostly with Vines, where it's like they stop a punchline just before it starts with the to be continued, and then roundabout playing in the background.
Okay.
To be fair, Roundabout is unironically one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
it's a
not 'cause of JoJo.
fantastic
It is a
song.
fantastic
So good.
I just like the fact that they have somehow figured out since the 80s how to make an anime where every character is named after some sort of classic rock band, and they still haven't gotten copyright claims.
Well, it was.
Oh no, it is
this time.
REO Speedwagon. What?
Well, REO Speedwagon is a special case because there are two things that claim that name: a vehicle company and the actual band itself. So one cannot sue over that because then that would have to drag the other one in, and that's going to be a mess. So they decided to leave that as is.
So far as I know, you cannot copyright a name.
I
You can
fixed the
trademark.
cameras.
The trademarks are limited.
You're right.
Well, since the cameras are fixed, let's go ahead and get Opal's intro so we can start.
Oh yeah, this isn't chat and chill.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if
not.
y'all, I'm good with that. Whatever y'all want to do.
yeah, our GM is still setting up. So
No, we're done. We're good.
We're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No. That was tedious. Thank you, Discord, for updating your camera thing and not telling anyone you're going to update your camera thing.
Woo! My exact thought. Well, I am Cookie. I am playing Opal, who is a Fire Ganassi monk. I haven't done this in a while. Oh boy. She's just ready to monk shit up. There we go.
What's her affiliation?
I don't even remember if I really have one yet.
Really, Opal?
Oh wait, my bad. Sorry, wait. I'm Rakdos. I'm tired.
The problem
You
with
can
running
tell.
multiple characters.
Oh, what's that like? Having to run multiple characters?
I'm gonna give the GM a heart attack.
Difficult? There's some problem with
Oh.
keeping track of the personal information and personal backstory and personality and history and abilities of multiple creatures or characters all at once.
It's too bad for an
Same.
April Fool's episode we didn't do a stream where each one of us used one of our alternate characters from another campaign.
No.
It's just
We should have
like-
had-
Everybody's playing their own campaign.
What we should have had was just a body swap episode.
Oh,
We've
dear.
been joking around in our chat about playing the different employees for our group. Playing the other.
That would be great too to play team intern for a little bit.
I call
No, you have to play Ammonestria.
Yeah.
No.
actually have to
It has
play
to be
Amnesty
no
Fair.
named. It has to be some random ass no name.
Oh, the
intern.
Oh,
30
yes.
interns y'all have.
Well, I figured you'd want to do Ultra.
Yeah, I can play Cathal. I hate everyone. I like being naked and not locking the door, and then getting mad at people when they don't
Also-
realize that the door wasn't locked.
Also,
The door's
I might be enough.
automatically locked.
I might be
Every
enough.
place
I might be a
put
Minotaur.
that
It's
out
very
of
confusing. We don't
context.
have pictures for you.
I mean, it's
still
obvious
like
that
Om.
the route where I have to play Om.
So, real quick, who's interested in playing a shard game where y'all run like a tea house or an inn or something?
Yo.
I have one question.
Yes.
Can you play a bird in Shard?
You almost have to.
Then I'm up for it.
Okay, well, I'll get with people in both books. Also, I need the general interest hands up if you're interested in being in the Shadowrun campaign. That will be starting in, I want to say, a month. If I get the testing done. Alright, I only see 3
I'm
hands.
interested.
My camera's not on, so you can't see my
I need to
hand.
confirm my schedule.
I know you're interested. You have a character already made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12.
I'm not sure if
Jesus.
it's fully made yet. I think I still have like credits to spend or something.
Who's
Yeah.
doing the recap?
Oh, right. For the grand prize of... Let's go with 1 reroll when you need it, no limitation on dice or activity. Someone recap. If I do the recap, then one of the NPCs gets it.
I mean, I can
I'm
do it.
eating. Someone else do it.
So essentially, we were continuing off as all of these other people were just following me and all my glory, doing my work for free, because I totally agreed to that. So yeah, essentially we got to an Is It lab that was run down. I was assigned by the guild to just take and make sure nothing could blow up anymore. I could take samples of stuff, just kind of make sure that we could repurpose anything that we needed, and then also find any other technological things and bring them back to be repurposed some sort of other way. We got there. That was the episode before. Some stuff happened with some weird creatures, and we got kind of ganked a little bit until the NPC saved our life. What's her name again?
Mavana.
Mavana, yes. For whatever reason, she just knows how to wacha down the middle. And it's crazy. So yeah, we got these crystals from different areas. They essentially can harness different types of energy, be it force, fire, lightning, and maybe others if we do other things. We'll spare about that later. So we got some ones for the force, the fire, and I picked up like a ton of lightning ones because that's my thing, you know. And then we also got a couple ones that can be repurposed and grown into these special crystals that were just like the baby versions, a little seedling. Along with that, we open like the door at the very end of the hallway, and there's this giant iron construct with multiple appendages and giant swords, and I got ganked real bad.
Yeah, you
And it was
don't have
pretty
much
bad.
memory of that fight.
Yeah, I don't have much memory of the fight. I do remember that I opened the door, threw one of those crystals in, shot some lightning, and it exploded and like blew off a chunk of it.
Yeah, that took out a
and
third
so-
of its health.
Yeah, these crystals
From
are
your
super
perspective,
strong.
you're like, yeah, I threw some crystal at it, there was a big explosion, and then the guy died. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's all that happened.
I did try to get you
problem
back up,
solved.
but there's only so much healing magic I have.
also,
Yes, and I appreciate it.
I'd like to point out the words so that they don't explode so they don't blow up anymore. See, they were blowing up, but now we needed to decommission the blowing up.
Yes. So we blew up things to stop things from blowing up. We went ahead and
They're now in a-
preemptively blew them.
Yeah, like they're now in a state where they've been blown up and they cannot be blown up any further.
You know,
Exactly.
it's like starting a fire to prevent a wildfire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was thinking more
It's
like a
like
nuclear
a
reactor.
vaccine.
Or
but-
raking a
I'm
forest.
thinking like a vaccine. You like get a little bit of the disease, and then you're immune to the disease.
There was also that super important part where Faraday saw someone standing outside the building that no one else knows about. That happened.
I didn't know about that. We don't know about
And you've
that.
had hallucinations. It's like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Redwing got trippy
Who?
from some mushrooms.
Ingrid.
Ingrid,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah. Yes, tripping from the mushroom. All these spores got everywhere, and I was vacuuming it up with my amazing thing that I'm not talking about yet. We got
Ghostbusters.
I mean, it's fine. It's no worse than
Basically.
when, something shatters in Maine's,
Room.
while he's doing his experiments.
Which really
Yeah.
just proves your vaccine idea. She's been heavily, but it still affected her.
Let's see. After we fought that thing, and I killed it by myself single-handedly.
Well, you pretty much did the corpse flower room fairly single-handedly.
That is true.
Yeah,
I'm just
Very
amazing.
impressive.
yeah.
Thank you guys for accompanying me.
Yeah, that made it clear to me that I have to. I watched RuneSmith has a really good video out right now about like danger and challenge towards players,
Yeah.
and I am going to incorporate elements of this. So y'all are going to be fighting a
For
trash
us, it's like-
tonight.
Yeah,
Oh.
but for us, this was an important lesson about the usefulness of tactics and understanding your environment.
Exactly. So yeah.
At least you didn't have to trash
And
a
We
kobold
lost
dungeon.
the bird.
Oh right, Hermes got
Yeah,
punched.
we did.
He'll be back
Yeah.
as soon as I have an hour and
10 gold.
just a quiet place to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Supplies. Incense.
So yeah, I think after we had killed the thing,
And the
there
spell
were
slot.
2 statues that I recognized as historic figures that I don't have pulled up right now,
Yeah.
but they were old Izzet members who had been more higher ups.
Ismundi. Yeah.
Grand
And-
Kempster Kestrel, who worked on water and sewage in the 6th precinct. That's near where the harbor is. And Ismet, whose specialty was airships, like the one we fought on. I don't know that, because I don't know who they are. They're just, why are these huge people statues here?
And they had glowy bits.
Yeah, they had glowy bits, and then there was also like these like jars of goo and stuff in it that I don't want to mess with. And then there were 3 doors that had small slots in them to check on like what was inside of them. Each of these doors and the rooms had a table in each of them. On each of these table was some weird object. One was a key, another one was a pack of playing cards, and the other one was, I believe, a bag, maybe?
Yep, a
I forget what the last one
tan
was.
bag.
Okay.
Metal spheres.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. We go and they pick those up. And these other NPC players, all these, side characters decided that they wanted to hold on to them for whatever reason. So I don't know why I don't get all the cool stuff.
You didn't ask?
No,
Actually,
I
you
did.
did.
Ask.
You did.
Yeah.
And I
We
said,
just
I'm
ignored
just
you.
holding on to this because we need to show Valora, and you need to come talk with us.
But yeah, I believe that the little metal balls can be thrown and turned into automaton creatures, clockwork machinations of normal things. I forget what was actually made when we threw the first ball.
It was a giant
but
elk.
it was. That's
It
what it was.
was-
It was a giant mechanical elk.
Yeah, it was like 6 feet tall.
Okay. Yeah. That was cool. And then the playing cards we threw in down, it created like an illusion. So most of the cards probably will create illusions. Hopefully, there probably might be one card from Decimate Things in the middle of it without us knowing. But we're not going to worry about that until we get there.
I was about to say that.
What
So
kind
are
of
we
sadistic-
resuming in the lab now? Did we?
What kind of sadistic evil monster would put a single donjon card in the middle of a deck of illusions?
What indeed?
Oh hey, it updated
do
Rail's
that?
picture.
Yes.
Hooray.
When we do resume, I need to get a couple samples of adamantine since we're trying to patch my armor.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
Halo.
were the metals. I did forget about that.
Halo, you get 1 unrestricted reroll. Any
Awesome.
die.
Nice.
Yes. Also, that was a very good recap thing.
It was.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Incredibly informative. Thank you very much. Better than the drunken ramblings the rest of us have been managed to do.
Yeah, we're not
See, that's
even
the thing.
drunk. Well, most of us aren't. Some of us aren't even drunk.
Now that's the thing. I'm underage, so legally I can't drink. So I can't be drunk during the stream. Unless I am all the time, and then you never know. And
I don't.
I'm not.
because
Don't worry
of
about it.
Man, you look
professionalism.
Yeah, it's really really unfair. He looks like he's more grown up than he is, and I look like if I shave my beard, I get carded. I'm almost
If I
40.
shave my beard, I look younger.
I carded
It's
where?
not a
Yeah,
bad
it's
really
really-
to look young.
Yeah,
For
really,
the quarantine, I still get carded at GameStop. Okay.
GameStop is still a thing.
There is
For
a
now.
young player that
Not
still
for
gets
long.
started at GameStop that did get called my kid a few times when we were hanging out. So
More than a few times. One guy actually, we went and picked up a shed, and one guy turned to me and said, "Your son's really helpful." And I was like, "Ah."
that's why we were wondering, why is he praising that he's so strong and stuff? And then we realized he was coddling him as a young teenager.
It's like, oh, great. I look like I'm a father, and he looks
Spoiler
like he's a
alert, I am
kid.
not.
Youthful vigor.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, they had to ask me in the pawn shop if you should be overlooking at the weapons section.
Yeah, I remember that. So, I ran a playtest game last night. One of my players went gambling.
Oh,
Gambling requires 3 checks, 2 of which are charisma based. He has a -1 charisma. I rolled the difficulty for each of these checks. One of the checks came up as a 23. I told him, "You cannot beat this check. You don't have to make this roll." His response, "Can I try anyway?" He rolled a 6.
Well, let's save
Aw.
the rest of that story because it's a good long story for Friday, and we'll talk about our funniest game moments or something.
That sounds like
That
a good
sounds
plan.
reasonable.
You guys like that?
Sure.
Chat and chill
good
this
to me.
Friday. Funny game moments. If only I could put this thing in 2. So I guess we should
No
actually play
refund.
D&D.
probably.
Someone roll a D20. We have
It's a
played the
possibility.
D&Ds.
19.
Excellent. You win the D&Ds. Number Wang.
Hooray!
Yay!
All
2
right.
in a row.
But I do have one question before we start. One more thing.
I have
Does
one
that
answer.
die? Does it count for my dies only, or is it like a source, or like a wizard divination die?
Any roll that you make.
Any roll
Any
that
roll.
I make.
If
Okay,
D20,
just making
a
sure.
D6, a D10, a D5.
So can my recap of getting a reroll be upgraded to that for my recap reward?
Yes. Wait,
Okay.
you still haven't used that?
No, I'm saving it for the jewelry in case it goes wrong.
And now you're going to tell me that Rails never used the potion of compressed pigments.
I never got
Potion
one.
of what now?
The
Never
potion
gave
of
him one.
heroism.
Oh, Potion of Heroism I have not used.
But it's not compressed pigments.
No, it's compressed pigments.
Oh, I
you have to
forgot-
spray it over your face. It's silver.
Dang it,
Okay.
I have
Ingrid
not
goes and harvests
Okay.
adamantine.
Yeah, no, I forgot that was a thing, and I got confused because it showed up in a JoJo game as well. So I'm like, okay,
I'll be saving onto that for the next time we are in a
didn't
thing.
think we had it.
Rail has one because he got it as a reward for doing a entertaining recap. I like to reward people who do recaps. Sue me.
Yay.
Don't sue me, please. We have nothing.
We have no money.
He's like, I am considering making Tux go and change his shirt because I recognize that logo.
I'm hoping enough of it is obscured that we won't get in trouble.
Just
It's the
zoom
only
in
clean shirt I have. Sunday is unfortunately laundry day.
Every day is laundry day.
Aw.
Okay, so we last left off. Y'all were in the abandoned Is-It storage facility, y'all had looted as much as you can. Ingrid was tripping on mushroom spores for a while, but seems to be doing better now, and is trying to figure out how to harvest adamantine from a raw nugget of it the size of a basketball.
Can I just take the basketball and throw it in my bag?
I'm not going to say no, but you have to do the sound effects.
That work?
You have
I
a
think you
bright
need to put
future.
some WD-40 in your car.
You have a bright future as a Foley artist.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Now I
Aw,
can
they
make.
do sound effects and stuff.
Oh,
these
Foley.
are
Michael,
movies,
yeah.
but like
I thought you
Basically,
said...
Michael Winslow.
No, I thought...
I can figure out how to work it. I can make lots of jewelry out of that.
Here's the thing. You said Foley artist, and I immediately went Chris Foley. And it's like,
No.
oh, Tommy boy. And then I realized I was thinking
Alright.
about completely different people.
yeah, no, we're talking about sound effects dudes that went from radio to doing movie stuff.
Yeah, basically Michael Winslow.
Yes, say Michael Winslow one more time. He's not a copyrighted character.
He's not a character, he's a person.
Exactly.
If you're Michael Winslow and you take offense to me using your name, I'm sorry. Also, props for having the talent that you do.
And why are you watching this? Oh, hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment.
Actually, could you send us a video like, this is Michael Winslow and I approve of these guys? Because that would be awesome. We probably won't be.
Hey,
See,
Think
this
we can
is
work
why we
something
need
out.
chat and chill.
Ingrid had a short rest while all this was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. At some point, we'll actually get to playing D&D.
I mean, like, I started, it's like,
Sometime.
Ingrid's doing this.
I know. I'm sorry.
And then I immediately derailed my own game. But hey, at least cameras are working for the most part now.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
So I
Yeah,
guess we better come back
Knock on a
to the
piece of
house.
wood. Quick.
Ow.
I have to show Valora this thing we found. And then
Yeah,
I guess y'all need to talk some more about the items found, but we're gonna need some background on this, Farrell, before we need to talk to Valora. And Ingrid just relights a new torch and starts striding out the door.
I'm gonna follow. I wonder if we'll find that creepy woman.
Which creepy woman?
See, when I got kind of lost in the forest. A little bit embarrassed. Don't tell other people because being ranger and all that kind of.
So are you saying that
Not
just to
great,
Ingrid or the
but-
whole party? The don't tell
Well,
other
whoever's in earshot. Actually, yeah, probably just to Ingrid. but,
Everyone's in nice shot. I'm assuming the rest of the
Okay.
group is following behind because they don't want to get lost in the semi-haunted forest that's underground and growing undead energy mushrooms.
Yeah,
Farrier,
no,
take this-
not a
take this-
place. Sorry.
Take this torch. If there's any grub worms and they start to burrow into you, just set this fire all over you and it'll be better.
Don't you love
Fair
how-
dear.
Don't you
Yeah,
love
Faradir unconsciously starts walking on his tiptoes.
I love problems the
Just
solution to which is set yourself on fire.
But yeah, like this is not a place to be Scooby-Dooing it and splitting up gang.
If Faradir could just walk on his tentacles, he would be doing better. Just like minimizing the amount of surface area on the
Oh no, that
ground as much
help.
as
They
possible.
can burrow through the tentacles.
So,
Yeah, that's why he's doing tiptoes.
the dark cavern is filled with, like, strange, twisted trees with growths of mushroom and other substances on their trunks. Occasionally, the sound of wood creaking can be heard in the distance. The only ambient light seems to be from the faintly glowing mist that filters through this forested area.
You're walking very gingerly, Faradir. Do you need the stilts? I've got them tucked under my arm.
Faradir did mention a strange woman, and then I think we got sidetracked. So if y'all want to continue
Yeah.
exploring that.
So, where was she? Just like loose in the woods somewhere? I mean, there are workers here.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I
She was
didn't really
standing
take
right by
good.
the door, if you forgot.
He was
She's
standing
right
right by the door. I didn't take notes on this person. I'm
That would
sorry.
be because she wasn't wearing clothes.
Oh,
Oh, you say you
That-
saw an unhealthy-looking woman with bark for skin standing right by the crypt door, fair dear.
yes! Exactly what happened.
Hmm.
I'm
Thank
getting
you.
glared at.
Thank you to Ziziva, who takes much better notes than I do. I apologize.
She was naked too, huh?
Yes, but tastefully so.
Working
There's
all the right
booze in this.
places.
Yes.
I'm assuming this conversation is happening while you are leading the group back to the mansion.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. At the front of the mansion, sitting on the steps, looking out into the forest in a meditative pose, much as like Grigham has taken periodically, Opal is relaxing a bit.
Oh, hey! I thought we lost you when we went through the fog, and it was just Aegeus notes your drama and not you.
Oh, hello. Took
Hi.
you guys long enough?
Sure.
We've had a little bit of a full day. Let's just call it a full day.
Tears comes through the doorway carrying like a small tray with a glass on it. He sets it down next to Opal. He's like, here you go. Nice and warm. He looks over, he's like, oh, hey, are you here for lunch?
Yeah, did Opal get to meet Valora yet?
No, the missus has been occupied.
After lunch, I'll have to see if she has a moment. Or before lunch? Either way.
If that's what you
I'm-
want.
Pretty sure Valora will make. That's kind of the vibe I'm.
He's like, if you'll excuse me, I'm still setting up for tonight. He leaves the very fragrant smelling tea next to Opal and heads back inside.
So, the thing about that key we found, I think it's like the coins,
Ah, more than it seems?
and I'm very worried that it was in the prototype room.
Hmm.
Do you have the key in hand right now?
No, it's in a pouch. I put it away.
Okay, just checking.
But, and not just, like it in that it's more than it seems, in that it was reaching out for instant attunement.
Oh, okay. And did you?
No, of course not.
It'd have to be so if I say, of course not.
Look, we all learned our lessons.
Speak for yourself.
But the main thing is that we will never do what we did before again.
Alright,
In
have.
theory.
So if Laura has a moment, I think I should see if I can find her and well, would you step in with her with me for a minute?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for Valora and
Alright.
kind of like just drag Opal along a little bit.
Alright, so while Ingrid is taking Opal to meet her mom, what are the rest of y'all up to?
Oh.
We're a library, and I don't remember if we had permission to.
There
Like,
is
interact
a
in the
library
house or not?
here. It is Valora's personal library and collection.
Oh,
She
You didn't
has-
ask, so you don't know. Unlike with Leia, we ask and we definitely know.
yeah. Do I have like a set of notes to look over or something?
Oh, yeah, I believe you have some notes from the lab.
Yeah, I guess I'll just find like a place to sit down.
Was it you
Look
with the
over
slime
them.
notes?
No, I believe that was
Yeah.
Rail. Oh wait, no, yeah, you had the slime notes. Rail
you
had
got
the
those.
bottle.
Yeah,
The,
Opal
Rail has the
Transpla-
actual slime, which needs researching.
Yeah,
Which is just in your backpack.
yeah, I believe Opal translated the notes, but
Yeah.
I'll re-look over them.
Okay, anyone else doing anything particular?
Griggum more or less is going to find a empty enough space for him to basically go through, like, I guess you could say katas almost. And it's like-
Okay.
but it's
There's-
more of just the drunk, like practicing drunken movement mostly.
There's plenty of room outside away from valuable breakable items.
All right, we're not going to be here for a
Fair
full
enough.
hour, I'm assuming.
Mm.
Well, generally, you shouldn't be doing katas in such a way that you would break something.
No, the Ming vase.
No, yeah, no.
Like, if
When-
you...
About the
Like-
same kind of age range, yeah.
Like, the thing is, it's supposed to resemble drunken stumbling, but not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, the Ming vase, or as she calls it, a vase.
All right. So Rail
It's
is not.
Priceless vase. It's like, not anymore.
Oh,
Well,
Hey,
it
Rail,
went
if
from
you-
priceless to priceless.
if you get bored,
This
you
is
can take
worthless.
Mavana up to pick out an outfit for the ball.
Oh, what an
Oh, right.
excellent idea.
Yeah, just up the
Oh.
stairs and on the left. Anything on the closet from the right was for when I used to be 5'6". Any of that should fit her.
You sure you don't mind her borrowing?
No, it'll be fine.
Need to
All
look
right.
something up real quick.
I still have that suit with the mushroom.
For
Have
that
you
matter,
been
what
taking
is everyone
care
else
of
going
it?
to be wearing?
I'll say
I
yes.
would have offered to move it to my closet at home, which I keep in. I keep
Let's say that happened.
it. So I keep that like at the corner of the vault so I can grab stuff.
Okay, so
That would be it.
let's see here. I'm still pulling stuff up.
So-
Bear with me.
We can message. Can have Rail message Cathal to throw it in the vault, and we can grab it for you. Unless you want to be maintaining it the whole time, you could have been.
Nirvana's 6'2".
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like there would be a difference in stature.
Well, I can see if. I guess we could take her to town to go shopping.
Fair. Rail is a man of many talents, but tailoring clothes on the fly is not, unfortunately, one of them.
Yeah, because mostly he just adjusts his own.
So I
It
guess
kind of tailors for him, right?
we'll have that conversation, and then maybe we'll go to town real quick.
Okay. Anyone else?
Question.
Mhm.
Did we have Kay with us? And if so, does Kay need to be walked?
I assume Kay is constantly with y'all.
Yeah, I'm assuming he won't. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't just leave Kay in the care of random people that we just met.
He just took a walk through the rot farm, but you can always take him again.
I mean,
Actually,
Go ahead.
I was just going to make a joke. It's however altered of a dog Kay is, I doubt he would ever turn down the chance to walk around dead things.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's get through this. We will start with Ingrid, Opal, and Valora. Ingrid would find Valora in her study, with several notebooks out in front of her and a stack of papers and an ink pen in hand.
that would be the upstairs one, part of her room suite.
Yes, her ensuite.
Knock, knock. Hey,
Oh, come in, my dear. Come in.
our missing new party member is here. Figured since we don't get the chance to get her down here that often, I'd bring her by. Also, she's the one with the that coin thing. If she'd let you take a quick look at it.
Valora stands, and for those of you who haven't seen her before, Valora is a tall, not skinny, but thin, almost elongated in appearance woman. She appears to be of middle age, maybe slightly beyond that, with elvish features to her ears, and she has kind of not quite sunken but very angular cheekbones. She's dressed in a very simple but well manufactured house gown with long brownish, almost shades of black hair just unbound behind her. She stands and she turns to Opal and is like, welcome to my house. You've spoken to me about coins before. You said that she has one?
Yes, hers is possibly 10 of metal.
I don't have much metallurgy skill, but I can take a look.
Would you mind real quick, Opal?
I can attempt.
And she'll hold out her hand waiting for the coin.
I think we found out it prevents disease so far, or rather, Rail did. I've been somewhat hesitant to be around it.
It's wise to be cautious around items, especially items of unknown power and quality. And she just waits for the coin.
That might be what Opal meant by the I can attempt.
Oh, okay. If the coin is handed over to her, she carefully holds it with just the tips of her fingers, turning it over and over again.
Okay, mic broke, so. Her mic broke.
Oh.
Oh.
Hopefully it's just like a settings and she can reload or something. We'll find out about that as we go.
Alright.
Hopefully.
Okay, well, the coin is clearly made out of tin. On one side is a stylized book. On the other, a stylized torch. She slowly turns it over, over and over again, before going over to a table, lifting a pearl from a very delicate stand and holding it to the coin. Let me make a roll real quick. $96, damn. Valora is not one to, given extremes of outward expressions. And Ingrid has never seen this happen, but her face blanches. It loses all color for a moment. Oh my. This is...
That's not a good look.
She holds up the coin. And with this, you can channel a inordinate amount of fire damage. Fire. And she will impart on you the knowledge that one of the functions of the coin is, as an action, you can cast Flame Strike as a 5th level spell with it. And then you have to roll a 1d6. On a roll of 1 to 5, you can't use the ability again until dawn.
So, where I decided I'd try to smooth things over with that Izzet crew that was exploring on the property?
I believe so, yes. Vaguely, you mentioned them?
Well, we went out today. The good news is I managed to get a corpse flower bloom. There was an invasive one down there. It was stealing the corpses.
Ah, that could explain a couple of the issues we've been having lately.
And she hands her the spore trap thing with the bloom.
She takes it, looks at it, it's like, such a beautiful, delicate troublemaker. And she goes and sets it on one of the shelves, and you can see on the shelf there's like a few other baubles that Ingrid has brought her, like a small clipping of a drake wing, and a few other things.
But, along with the other stuff they're reclaiming, probably not the time to go into the crystals, but I'll leave some notes on it because I know you're busy today. There are some unharvested crystals that'll probably have to be cleaned up, but also could be worth quite a chunk too. If there's some good, is it connections? I think they pulled out most of what they want, but in with the experimental items, there was a key, which is rather troubling. Key of breath and of fire.
Are you holding the key?
I get it back out.
As you touch the key, you feel that connection open up again, but you also feel the key grow hot to the touch, not painfully so, but warm, and a almost ethereal breeze blow over you in the direction of Valora.
So it's acting different than it was when I identified it last. But it seems to have much of the nature of the coins. I'm wondering if they're working on synthesizing the technology into something more repeatable, or if this is actually a coin and it's a key.
She looks at it. I can, and she'll set the coin down on the desk and put a paper over it. As she sets the coin down and moves away from it, the direction the wind on your back is blowing shifts to be blowing towards the coin.
Oh, they're reacting. Maybe we should give Opal the coin to put away.
She nods and returns the coin to Opal. So please be very careful with that. That is a power that is not meant for people to have. Before she turns to look at the key. May I?
Yes.
As she takes it, there is a moment where her vision gets distant. She's like, that would have been a bad idea. And she picks up the pearl once more and starts tracing it over the key. It's like, damn it, why did I put the
You
dice
can
away?
see my qualms here when this is the type of stuff they were sent to retrieve.
26. She frowns as she looks at it. This is there is multitudes of and she looks very confused. She doesn't look nearly as alarmed, but she's like, this key seems to be able to do multiple things, but they're all activated simultaneously. In essence, whatever you do with it, it could be absolutely random.
I know it can cast invisibility from checking it earlier.
That is a single function of it, but no. Okay, you know how if you have a sword that, when you say a specific word, it'll light up, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if that sword, when you say a specific word, also casts the area into darkness, and when you say that word, created a bevy of lights and many other illumination-based things, all at the same time with the single word. All those abilities triggering simultaneously, and whichever one happens to go off first is the only one that you're aware of happening.
So other people would be aware of the other ones?
No, it'd be... I can't demonstrate it without connecting to it, and I do not wish to do that.
They're very hard to unconnect to from...
Yeah.
Oh, you heard the story.
Essentially, you pull the trigger on it, and whatever comes out first is what comes out. But you're activating every ability or trait of the coin or the key when you activate it. So you have no way of knowing what happens until it happens.
Theoretically, I should be giving this back to Farrell for his job.
That would be the wise thing, but I'm not there, I don't think.
She holds the coin and then she looks... I mean, damn it. She holds the key. Looks it over. Behind the bookcase on the right side, open up the compartment there and bring me the 2 ingots of clay, please.
And Ingrid will go do that.
Alright, the wall casing slides open, and there is a recession in there that has like a stack of bricks of clay, coins, gems, a very mummified and well-preserved looking finger with a ring on it.
Are you thinking of making like a decoy of it? I'd rather... I don't know that I even want to hang on to this, honestly.
Not quite a decoy, just a... And she'll hold out her hands for the clay. She sandwiches the clay, but the key between the 2 pieces of clay, goes over to her little work stand, pulls out a number of blocks of incense and oils, and starts working them into the clay as she chants, before she separates the clay bricks, removes the coin, and there is a impression of the key on both halves. She passes her hand over the clay bricks, and they immediately go from soft clay to hardened and tempered. This is these retain an imprint of the magics of it, so you can continue studying it through without having a physical copy of the key. I will hold on to one for myself, and then she gives the other one to Ingrid.
I don't like.
So then I can give him the key back, and
you can still investigate it.
Yeah, in case the iron or some other key becomes an issue again, or coin becomes an issue again. Do you think the Izzet had possession of 2 of the coins and they used it to make a key?
I cannot rule that out.
Breath and fire seem fairly Izzet.
In my time, when I was with my father, there were rumors of powerful objects that survived the founding of the end of the wars. I'd never seen one myself, and my father was not one to allow his youngest to risk much in the name of curiosity.
Well, I know things are going to be a bit see up here, but you can see why I would have wanted to interrupt to make you aware of what was found.
I appreciate it. Now, I have a very important question. Will you and your friends be attending tonight?
I think so. No one said no when I've mentioned it. It's very hard to pin them down on opinions sometimes, but I think so. I think we're going to go to town and get some clothes for Rail's guest.
Excellent. I look forward to having you all here. Take care, my dear. And she'll give Ingrid a kiss on the forehead.
I'm gonna be right back. Roommate needs me for something.
Okay. All right. And so let's see here. Tux, what were you up to?
I'm reading over the notes from the slide. Actually, if possible and be considered okay manners, I think I'd like a cup of that fragrant tea that Opal is drinking.
Okay. Tears, like, nods and, like, goes to the kitchen. He comes back after about, comes back after about 10 minutes with a small cup of the tea. It smells very strong of, like, ginger, lemon, and lavender. He sets it down.
Oh,
So,
good.
here you go. Is there anything else I can get for you?
I forget what our eating schedule has been so far.
I think we were all about to have lunch when we got back.
Yeah, I'll just wait for lunch.
Certainly. Take care. If you need anything else, let me know. I will be in the ballroom. I am working on fixing up the... yes. And then he kind of wanders off to leave you to your research.
Thank you.
Certainly.
So, yeah, he's basically just kind of almost lost his own world sipping tea.
Okay. He's reading the notes.
Yeah, Faraday.
Okay. So Faraday would find that the notes pertain mostly to the morphic qualities of slimes, gels, and other gelatinous-based growths. And there's like a number of theories about incorporating the cellular flexibility into life forms.
Yeah, considering my intelligence, which is just slightly above average, probably going to be reading it very slowly. Like I figure this is the sort of thing that he's not going to get at the first go around. So, just kind of trying to sort of really like focus in on like the first part.
Okay. The first part of it is mostly just a summation of the physical properties of gelatinous creatures. Notations about their durability, their flexibility, their adaptability, their cellular nature, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the cellular nature is probably with kind of study on.
All right,
Well,
go ahead
fear
and
and
make an
data.
intelligence check for me.
Certainly. 16.
16. While you're by far no master of the subject, it is a interesting read, and you do learn about the nature of gels in general. So, going forward, you'll have a advantage on checks involving remembering information about them. Or you can add them to your favorite enemy list.
It was gels?
Gels, slimes, oozes, molds.
Flans, puddings.
Yeah.
Wait, wrong continuity.
Also, out of character. Oh boy, you're a spellcaster now. Woo! Yay, Mike's fixed.
Okay.
Yay! Welcome back,
Yeah, no. That
so to speak.
she rolled very high. She rolled like a 96, so that actually revealed actual information.
Hooray!
Nice.
Okay, let's see here now. Rail, you
Yes.
were going to take Mavana somewhere?
Well, when Ingrid was free, we were going to take Mavana shopping. Until then, I believe I was just going to talk with Mavana, I guess.
All right.
Get an idea of what she feels like, what she feels comfortable wearing to the ball, how she feels about other things.
All right. She's
How
probably
she's feeling
been
about
following
life.
you around since y'all got back, so wherever you want to have that conversation will work.
All right. I was going to say in the garden or something. I'm like, wait a second.
There is a
Not-
garden. It's
Okay, but
around
is it a
back.
garden or is it like a corpse garden?
It's a garden. It's
Okay,
around the
in the
back.
garden.
It's where Tears grows like herbs and teas and stuff.
Okay, and there aren't any like
There's no
people
zombies
eating trees or
ghouls.
anything like that.
Not to the best of your knowledge.
Okay. All right. So, Mivana, how are you feeling? Especially after that dungeon, or whatever it's called, research facility.
She kind of looks around. It's like, I'm glad I was able to be of help to y'all.
You were certainly able to be of help. You also took quite a few hits there. You sure you're all right? No lingering aches or pains.
I'm fine. I'll be fine by morning. Just a few bruises and stuff. Nothing nearly as bad as the rest of some of the others of y'all suffer. She seems to be tripping over her own words.
Oh. All right. So we're going to this ball.
She nods.
And I mean, you're welcome to come just as yourself, not as my bodyguard, just to come as a guest, you know.
She nods slowly. I should. It is my duty to stay by your side, priest.
Right. Well, yes, but you're more than just your duty, you know. I mean,
So I mean, yeah. It's very important to me to protect and to do my duty to you, sir.
yes. Right, Mavana, I know that you feel that you need to accompany me as an escort, but
Her face
would you be
pales.
like a bodyguard escort?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Protection.
How would you feel about accompanying me as just a co-worker, friend, companion, just for the night, just for the ball?
She kind of
Hopefully nobody will be trying to kill us.
She arches a brow, and she nods. If that is what you would like, priest, and I will certainly do that.
Well, more if it's what you would like. Not a matter of duty, not a matter of debt repayment. Just would you care to accompany me to the ball? Why is it so hard to say?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Alright. Excellent then. Alright, so we will have to see about getting you proper accoutrement. Let's see. You don't happen to have a favorite color, do you, for situations such as this? And I mean, not in armor, in something like, say, a dress.
She kind of blushes a little and is like, I tend to like yellow.
Wonderful. Fits your sunny disposition. Alright, so I think between Ingrid and I, we should be able to get you kitted up. You know, after all, you. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. She's just like nodding along with you.
All right, and all right, okay. Do you feel a little lightheaded? I feel a little lightheaded. Right. So, yes. Wonderful. And that's just Rail being incredibly awkward.
She
Kind of
awkwardly
out
looks
of
around
character.
for a moment and then grabs you and gives you a kiss on the cheek before running inside.
Aww. Okay. I think that's all we need to do with Rail.
Okay, Griggum is off practicing katas. Did you find is there a specific location that you were looking for to practice in?
Just something, fairly big and open enough, like maybe a courtyard.
There is 3 options inside the house for that. There is the entryway gallery. There is the ballroom, or the receiving room where Tears is getting things set up, and then there is out back in the hothouse area.
What exactly is the hothouse?
It is a large enclosed area with primarily glass walls and several clippings and growths of plants that require a very specific and controlled environment to grow.
In that case, I'll just stick to the entryway.
Okay. The entryway gallery is about 30 feet wide and 60 feet long. Generally, when this is the first area you enter, there are a number of portraits along the wall, as well as plinths standing with various art or trophies decorating the area. Generally, when y'all have been here in the past, there is a table that is set up in the center with a flower piece on top of it. That has been entirely removed, and the carpeting under it has been rolled up and replaced with just a plain red carpet, as opposed to the intricate and woven design of the general carpet in the area.
Making it more friendly for large groups of people to enter, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, this seems like a good place as any to just start practicing stumbles, falls, tumbles.
Occasionally, like, Tears will cross through the room. He'll stop and he'll watch you for a moment, smile before he goes on back into the kitchen. He goes into the kitchen and comes out with like a pot of tea and a cup and heads into like the study at one point. Then heads back out, watches you for a minute, then goes back into the ballroom and resumes work.
It definitely is a performance piece of an art study of drunk people.
There are a number of portraits in the area. The first one that catches the eye is the largest towards the back of Valora. You would notice a picture of Ingrid in formal dress, about maybe looking 2, almost maybe 3 years younger. Off to the immediate right of Valora's picture, and a much older male version of Valora's picture in like a formal suit with a heavy crusting of mushrooms cascade coming off of the collars and down the shoulders and arms, holding a walking stick in one hand with a black carved stone jeweled tip for the handle. And then throughout the room are like various knickknacks. There's a large gem that has been cut into the shape of a skull. A very rare plant that is magically preserved under a dome of glass. A book with a hand with 6 fingers and a necromantic symbol on the cover. And just a various other, like, hey, take a look at this very rare and powerful object, or this extremely expensive art object that we have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are we still in the same scene here?
Like, this is the
Like,
entryway gallery.
Yeah, like they want to look big and impressive and posing, and then all of a sudden there's this goblin dancing, hopping, stumbling, and just making a general fool of himself right in the middle of it all.
Well, no one's appearing to see you yet other than Tears.
The only person who's seen is Tears, and he has stopped ever to just like observe whenever he comes through. You get the feeling that he's watching you as much as he's making sure nothing gets knocked over.
And he probably would, after some time, like, I'm not sure how much of a monk master he is, but yeah, for the most part, he probably could tell this is a very practiced, if deceiving, routine.
All right.
Every so often he comes across and Grigum is just doing nothing but laying there on the ground.
All right. Is there anything Frizz is taking care of?
Yeah, I've got some extremely stupid stuff to do.
Okay.
So, outside, is there I want to go outside and be at least just 20 feet away from where the building is. Okay?
Outside the building, there's about a 40-foot semi-courtyard before you start seeing that softly glowing mist and the weird, twisted underground trees.
Yeah, that's fair. So with that, I would like to use my Mizzy apparatus and cast Mold Earth. Even though I don't have it, I have to make a check, Arcana check for that. 14 plus 4 definitely beats...
Yeah, that'll make it.
6 definitely beats 10. So I'm going to make a little, essentially a dirt table with a wall in front of it. And then I'm going to roll again to harden it all.
Okay.
9 plus 6, whatever, that's more than 10.
Yep.
Now it's hardened. I want to take the bag of crystals and set them a good distance away, enough where no one will mess with them, but still not close enough where nothing bad can happen.
These are the blank crystals?
The electric ones.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to put all the crystals, everything that could explode over there.
Okay.
I'm going to come back with that one crystal and place it in the wall, okay? Now, leaning around the wall, I'm going to take a hammer. I want to tap it just enough to get tiny shards off.
All right. Make a strength check for me.
It is, let's see, 19 plus nothing, so 19.
Okay. You take the hammer and you're about to do a full-on swing, but then you're like, no, wait, don't want to powder it. You bring it in and you give it just a very sound, sharp clack, and you hear a crack and the sound of a few small splinters falling down.
Repeatedly do that until it is a fine powder.
Oh, well then you can just powder it with the first strike with that 19.
Okay, I didn't want to do enough where it would crystallize and then lightning sparks or whatever would hurt me, which is why I put the wall up and all that.
Yeah.
Now I would like to make an Arcana or something. Can I make a check to see if I know that this could possibly work with any of the stuff that I've seen before done? I want to do something extremely stupid. Okay.
All right.
So
make an Arcana check for me. And this is the one that has been imbued with electrical energy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is 17 plus 6, so 23.
All right.
Okay, so what I'm attempting to do is I want to get this to a fine powder, and then I want to know if I can put this into a potion.
Well, what you're seeing is having basically powderized it. There is little sparks of almost static electricity arcing from the corners of the powder towards the center. Are you looking to blend it into a specific potion, or are you looking to have it suspended in a liquid?
put it in a liquid where if I throw it, it can be expelled and lightning. But this gives me another idea. I want to take my dagger out and just kind of hold it over it and see, like, what that could do.
The electricity starts leaping from like the crystals, the crystal powder to the dagger. You feel like the shock, but you have resistance to it, so you're not taking any damage. It feels like there is a very low electrical current running from the crystals to the dagger and to you down to the ground.
That is good to know. Okay. I would like to take out one of the empty vials that I have and contain all this powder.
Alright.
To get all of it, I'm going to use the gust spell, the gust cantrip.
Yeah.
17 plus whatever definitely succeeds.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay, I want to push it all and contain it into a little tiny vial.
Alright, you swirl this
have like a little
tiny whirlwind on the table around to gather up the crystal and then guide it into the flask. So you can see, like, even within the inside of it, it still has like the little crackling arcs of electricity along the edge of the crystals where they don't press right up against the vial.
I have one more stupid thing I want to try.
Okay.
I want to take out my healing potion.
Uh-huh.
And I want to take a pinch of it out on the table and put just a little tiny drop of the healing potion in there.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to do at all.
You're dropping a single drop of
This out of character, yeah, I have no idea what the hell it's going to do.
Okay, we're back live. Sorry about that.
I don't know. No, that's all good.
Okay, so my question, apparently what happens when you do that is the stream disconnects. No.
Yeah, okay. That means it must be so strong that it affects our plane of existence.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
perfectly
have-
content with that.
You have made the EMP.
Okay, so
Congratulations.
Exactly.
I want to confirm something real quick. You're taking
Yes.
a droplet of the healing potion. Are you adding it to the powder on the table, or are you adding it to the powder in the vial?
I'm taking a pinch of the powder on the table,
Okay.
and then I'm adding to the table. I'm going to close both, put them up away safely before I add the drop, so it doesn't have any
Okay. Yeah.
counter explosions.
Give me 1 second. I have to pull a table up.
That sounds
Now,
fun.
the next question is that healing potion still as effective later?
It's just a droplet. You can sip a potion to figure out its effects. Come on. Come on. You can do it, computer. You can do it. Okay, there we go. Let's see here.
By the way, the only healing potion he had was greater.
Yes.
So that is a drop of a greater healing potion.
Okay, could you do me a favor and roll a D100?
Of course. Let's see. There's one and there's the other. All right. 71.
71? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
There is a flash of bluish energy that kind of seeps into the red of the potion and turns it a kind of light purple.
How like was it a good flash? Like a good 5 foot phew?
It was like someone turned a flashlight on and then back off.
Okay. I'd like to touch my finger into it.
You feel like a strong, electrical current travel up your arm.
Okay.
But you
It'll,
also feel
want to-
energized.
Huh. Did I just make An energy drink? I'm gonna just touch it against my tongue.
It tastes very strong. Make an Arcana check for me.
Understood. Let's see. That'll be a 18 plus 6. Dirty 20.
All right. If you drank a full solution of this, you would regain a number of spell slots equal to a roll of 1d5. 1d6.
Yeah, I'm going to take the powder and put it in my healing potion and shake it up until it's like combined.
All right.
I'm going to do it like behind the screen.
So you're doing like just the full potion into there with no measurement or control, other than making sure separation.
I'm gonna make sure there's like a good proper amount. Like, I'm not gonna have like enough where it's gonna over explode. I was also trying to see when I dropped it in there, if it like expanded or anything.
Okay, make a D100 roll for me again.
Wow, 79.
79. All right. There is a moment of wait, something's not right. It looks like it's bubbling and frothing, but then the red starts kind of fading into that purplish blue tone that the droplet looked like.
Cool.
You were one away from that exploding.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the use it way.
Closer comfort.
But does it still heal?
No, it's just going to do spell slots, and I'm doubting it heals anymore.
Okay, so I'm going to take it off the healing potion list, and that I'm tracking for everyone, and just assume you have it on your notes for a regular potion.
Mark it down as a greater mana potion.
Awesome, okay. Let's see, identified item.
And tag it as a D6 for me, just in case I don't remember.
Alright. Regain 1d6 spell
levels.
So
you could, if you roll a 4, you could get.
I could get like 1/4.
You could get 1/4 or 2 second or 4 firsts.
Yeah, cool. 1/3 and 1 first, etc. Yeah. Dope. Content for the rest of this time period. I'm gonna go ahead and mold Earth again 2 more times just to put everything back down where it was. Fix everything. Let's see. That was a 17 and 19. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. I think that was pretty much everything that everyone had planned, with the exception of Rail and Ingrid and Mavana going dress shopping.
When I went back downstairs, we were going to have lunch and then go to the town.
Okay. As you go downstairs, Griggum is just laying on the floor face down.
So I assume I've seen these portraits a lot before.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't have recognized the stone if it was similar.
You've never really examined generally they don't have. You've seen these pictures before in passing. The only ones that are on display is Valura's and sometimes yours.
Also, I guess I've not been laying on the floor a whole lot.
Yeah.
Looking up.
There's not normally the house artifacts placed out either.
Would I notice the decor has changed any?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. It's not a subtle change.
I will file that away for later and tell Griggum, hey, let's go eat.
Just looks up from the floor and what?
But I'll try to gather everyone. You're going to want to eat a really big lunch, because only people looking for social redemption are currently climbing are going to be eating much at dinner.
All right, so Ingrid gathers everyone together.
Look on Griggum's face is okay, now that one got by me. What?
Okay, so it's a Devkaran ball, and also from our faction with the creatures. So it will be a very mixed group, but generally food is more of a status thing here, and well, I mean, most things are going to be
looks
poison.
good, but it's not. It's like, don't eat it.
Well, radically, you're supposed to eat some of it.
But it's
But
not
if you-
gorge yourself on it.
Basically, it's that if you eat a lot, it tells people that you don't normally eat a lot, and therefore
No. If you eat a lot, it tells people you're not worried about assassins or poisoning, and you're very confident. Eating a lot is
Second
good.
question. Second question.
Multiple questions.
I just suggest you eat a big lunch. Just, I don't know everyone's constitution around here.
I am a goblin, and I devour like probably some of the best and some of the worst cases of alcohol. Like,
And they will
this
have
city
some
is like-
wonderful alcohols out there. I won't kid you on that.
No. I'm just saying that. Think I've downed enough types of poison to not be bothered.
Okay, but
But I will
do
take
me
your
a favor
suggestion.
and have a big lunch. Just
I said I'll take your suggestion. I'm just saying, don't worry about me in that context of poisoning. All right. Okay.
I mean, we do have the spice murmurs. If you're going to have like a large serving of something, just maybe ping me what you're about to have, so that if you do start foaming at the mouth or something,
You're going to get an entire menu.
Whisper's
I'm
kid.
sorry to say.
So,
Be prepared for that.
I'm going to point something out. Lugar's been missing since y'all left the storage facility.
like, did he go back to the house or no?
We did- we should
I can tell you
probably
he
add-
rolled a 26 on his stealth, which beat everyone's passives.
Fair enough. Rail is just noting to himself to prepare protection from poison for tomorrow.
Tonight.
Oh shoot! For tonight. I need to go and sleep for 8 hours right now.
You have
No.
4 hours until people are going to start arriving.
Yeah, no. I guess we're doing this. We're doing it live.
So, everyone have a good lunch before we go to town. And, we do need to talk about this key thing.
Tears pokes his head out.
do.
Do y'all need me to cook food, or are you going to town?
Could we have just grabbed some pantry stuff, or should we?
That's up to you. I mean, I have bread, I have cheese, I have meats, I have mushroom. Hold on. And he goes into the pantry and he comes back for a second with a jar of mushrooms, strips of mushrooms floating in a kind of greenish brine. He's like, here, Zerkwood pickled for a month.
Nice. I'll help assemble the sandwiches then.
Which just sounds good.
Okay. For the record, Zerkwood is a very tough wooden mushroom.
Yeah, but it'll be pickled, so it
Yeah,
should be
it's much
softened.
softer now.
Okay. So actually edible.
Thanks. I know you've been very busy.
It's I enjoy it. He'll work with Ingrid to create a number of there's he sets out a table and he sets out something like 20 ramekins of small bits of roasted meats, of sauces, of sliced up vegetables and mushrooms that have been pickled or brined or roasted. And it's very much a take the bread, put the meat on it, dip it in the sauce or the rice or whatever kind of meal.
And Ingrid's used to kind of talking while she does stuff, since she's kind of the chatty one. So she's going to be, while they're kind of setting stuff up, kind of be like half over her shoulder, like, and we do need to discuss those things from the lab that Farrell's supposed to return. We need to kind of explain this key issue to him.
No one has any idea what you're talking about with the key issue.
So, you remember that pesky coin, Farrell? You know,
Yes, I do.
how it was just one, and tuning with it was very dangerous when it was removed from you, and it was kind of troublesome, and a lot of the guilds were like, can't let other guilds possess this, and if you do, we'll throw you into lava and things like that.
Yes.
So, that key has the properties of 2 coins, possibly.
Of 2 coins.
Valora said
2 coins.
it has almost innumerable.
Well, I'm like, as Ingrid, I'm looking at it like it was the key of breath and fire.
Yes.
There's a coin of breath and a coin of fire.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just telling you what Valora had said.
so theoretically, Errol, you're supposed to be taking this back to your boss at the Is It, right?
Yeah.
The last time that a single coin's energy was going to go to a single guild, you were kind of all threatened with putting it in lava for sending it to that guild.
And who did this exactly?
You know, I'm not going to say at the moment. I'm sorry? I'm just saying you might want to, like, check in with your boss before sending it. It's not the kind of thing you just hand in with your daily report.
Tears looks up and says, we have a number of visits on the guest list for tonight.
What was your boss's name? Maybe he's going to show up. That would
Yeah,
be cool.
what
You
was
could
my
be on
boss?
the ball with your own boss.
Name was...
I don't recommend going.
I
to
thought I
social
gave you that, I'm
politics with
sorry.
your own boss, though.
I do not believe you did.
Wait, we went to a party with your boss?
Chemister Catrell. Katrille.
Katle.
Tall and slender Videlkin, naturally hairless, bright velvet eyes, wears red robes of and a Izzet guild marker on a chain around her neck. She has an implanted Mizium apparatus that takes the form of lines of Mizium crisscrossing her arms, with nodes set at the back of her hand and at the base of her skull.
So do you say your boss's name?
Yeah, how do you pronounce that?
Catrille.
Ketril. I believe that Chemist Ketril could take it, and even if we passed it over, I believe she would have more... How should I put it? She would have a safer place to keep it stored, and much better places to find out what it truly could be made of, and worth, and what it can do, with less risk than having a group of people have it and just carry it around.
My concern is they seemed less worried until it was in the hands of a guild that might employ it. So perhaps if they were very clear they were still studying it, I would say attuning to it would be a bit of a problem at the moment.
Then...
But I just want to give you fair warning on that. I don't personally want to hang on to it. When you get it, you have that bag of lead, right?
Luger had the bag of lead.
Oh.
The samples.
He had it because he was going around making samples, unless Luger took it.
Oh, I thought you took your own samples.
I put them in the same bag.
Oh, okay.
Because he went and got it where Rail had the bag.
Right, yeah, you had the bag. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
So,
Nothing changes.
okay. I could take it and put it in the bag. I do not know how it will react to all the other things that we do have in there.
Maybe a kindling box or something? I don't know. Sandwiches. And starts handing out some sandwiches.
I don't think it would be safer in a sandwich.
As far as any of the other items found, I am not giving an opinion on that. But as I'd as well not hold this key, and she gets it back out of the pouch and passes it towards your direction. It will ask you if you want to attune to it immediately. I don't suggest it because last time when one of the coins was attuned to someone and pulled away, they had several bad effects, including permanent blindness.
It wasn't permanent.
Only because it was broken. If it hadn't been broken, it could have been rather permanent.
I'll take it.
All right. As you pick it up, the key, you feel a instant jolt of energy, a connection waiting to be finished, like a circuit primed, and just waiting for the breaker to be thrown.
I don't know about the other objects. I assume this was probably the primary one they were concerned with.
I'm like holding around. It is very tempting. Especially with, Brian's wording. Definitely appealing to it.
Liz?
I'm gonna put it away in a different bag than the lead-lined one.
Okay. As you were holding it, it felt warm to the touch with a ethereal breeze blowing over you towards wherever the 10 coin was last at.
Opal.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was extremely strange.
Yes, a few of the properties we know so far is that it can do invisibility, but it has a lot of properties. They get activated, and then just one comes out and is done. It's a confusing. I suppose if you wanted to stop by the agency sometime, if y'all are researching it with your boss, and she hands him a card. Anyway, we still have to look into my armor at some point, right?
Of course.
So.
We did make a deal for that.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How many of the coins were given to idol?
Let's see here now. To the best of my recollection, the 10 coin with a book and a torch on either side of it is currently in possession of Opal. You do not know the location of the iron coin, but have heard reports that it has a skull and a sunburst. Nanot, the King of Gold, told you that they spent it. The brass coin with an eye on one side and a dagger on the other is in possession of the Office of the Guild Pact, to the last of you know.
With the Azorius chapter.
Yeah. You have heard mention of a glass coin and a coin of breath and a coin of fire.
Okay.
But do not know the location of those three.
The glass one's the one that has sounded very interesting to Ingrid, but she also is like, I don't really want to be touching these. So she's a little unsure.
For some reason, I thought that we knew there were a certain number.
Y'all originally thought that there were 10.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I thought we knew the number.
No, and like even the Orzhov didn't know about the brass. I mean, the Orzhov knew about the brass, but then Lenat didn't know about the brass when he gave us a list. So, not everyone knows all of them that's looking into them or hasn't said they do.
Is this
All we
information
really
that
know-
you're sharing in character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and for me, it's confirming this stuff out of character.
Yeah.
Personally, like
So-
we do know, like out of character here, we do know that some of them are in the possession of a planeswalker. So, like, those are kind of out of our reach
yeah.
right now.
The Coin Keeper, yes. Okay,
Yes.
so for Opal and Frizz, since this is going to be the first you heard of it, I will give a summation. The group was originally contracted by a member of the Azorius, acting on behalf of the Office of the Guild Pact, to acquire a brass coin from a abandoned Dimir facility. Upon retrieval of the coin, they turned that over. A few weeks later, they were brought in contact with a Orzhov Death Pact angel by the name of Asaf, who persuaded one of her priests named Kars to share the information he had acquired on a iron coin with the group, and then told the group to go and find it. That investigation led the group to the underground city of Farkeep, where, after a continued investigation, led them to a abandoned, is it Mizium foundry, with a arcane intelligence that seemed devoted to someone called Nanat, the King of Gold. Activating the foundry and going through its steps, negotiating with the arcane intelligence, led it to it opening a portal for the group, where they entered a demi-plane where a gigantic, ancient, skeletal dragon conversed with them shortly, gave them like a paltry sum to leave it alone, and informed them that it spent the coin long ago to the Coin Keeper, he who travels the many planes, and then essentially set the party on their way. After that, there had been no real information on the coins, their number, beyond not having mentioned a glass coin, a coin of breath, and a coin of fire that they had not originally heard of. Having encountered Devotion, a high-ranking ringmaster in the Rakdos, during a grueling incursion, and having done a exhibition match against him, Devotion agreed to provide a distraction for the party so that they could achieve their goals of crossing the precinct to get to the Boros in order to lend their aid in pushing back the Gruul incursion. This led to a fight with a red dragon that had been raised by the Gruul in secret, with that dragon being put under suggestion by a member of the party and sent to go and insult Asaf at the end of the incursion. After that, Devotion approached the party with a fire ganassi, he referred to as his little fire opal, and instructed them to burn down a nightclub. Upon the success of this mission and the murder of the demon that was running the nightclub, Devotion gave Opal a tin coin with a book on one side and a torch on the other, which Opal then attuned to and has been carrying with her ever since for, I think, something like 6 months. And then today, in a abandoned, storage facility, the party came across a key that seems to be responding to the presence of a coin that Opal is carrying. After Ingrid cast Identify on it, learning the name of the coin was the Key of Breath and Fire. And that's this poison coin subplot.
Now that we finished that lore dump, it's like, I think it's about time for a break.
Yeah, I need water.
I need a refresh of my coffee because I just got pancakes. I was like,
Oh, that sounds good. I miss pancakes. I'm going to get pancake stuff when I go shopping Tuesday.
I'm gonna make some waffles later.
All right, so
I
hey,
think
we're
I have
going on
waffles
break.
in the fridge.
We'll be back in. Let's say everyone be back here by 1:20. Okay.
yeah, we can do that.
Eastern Standard Time. I will set an alarm. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 1:20.
See y'all soon.
Alarm has been set for 1:20. We'll be back. That gives you like 15 minutes, people. All right.
Whoosha, whoosha, whoosha.
Those of you in the chat or watching us stream, thanks for joining us. We will be going on intermission, and I will be running a couple commercials just because they help us pay for things at some point in the future, I hope. All right, ad break is running. I am going to go and refresh my drink.
Okay. I'm gonna take a protein bar.
Yuck.
Hello, hello.
Just to let people who don't show up
There you go.
Muting us now, though, and I'm taking us back to visual, and we're back. We're officially back. We're back. Hi, we're back.
Hello.
I've been drinking.
I
Soda.
haven't.
Oh, mine's not
Hydrate.
loading on your screen. That sucks.
No, it's not. I couldn't see you eating cake.
Hail, hydrate.
It's trying to avoid anything that may have copyright issues.
We already know. We the Hydra homie.
Guess I'll turn my camera off. I think I'm just cursed to not be on camera on any of the party one, because we had the rental work people in on the one, and then cameras for anyone on the other.
So, y'all have a nice lunch of sandwiches and dippy sauce and fried bits of this and that, and pickled mushroom. You have to use a very tough mushroom as a basis for the pickled mushroom, otherwise it just becomes kind of slime. Is anyone hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah, no. we
Okay,
hear
cool. I felt like I was
Yeah,
just
I'm just-
rambling there. It's like, no one's giving me feedback or response, so I'm just going to keep talking. Just keep talking.
No, we are all here. We're all here.
Valora wanted to confirm
thought-
everyone's going to the ball.
Yes, which means we
I
gotta
mean,
get Mavana
wasn't that the
dressed up.
entire reason we're here? It's like,
I mean, no, we're just kind of here to stay the night in case we were all tipsy, and to yes, that's why we're here. We're going to a ball.
Would it be gauche to hand out business cards?
I mean, it's a social event. It's like, I think that's
mean-
kind of par for the course. It's like,
We do need to find someone for explosives. And by the way, when we met with the chemster on the incursion, was that actually Catrill then too?
Did you meet with a chemster that was testing explosives outside of the shield, who was a
Yeah.
tall, thin Vidalkin with no hair and a set of glowing nodes in the back of her hand, as well as
I
the
mean,
base
I
of her
think it
skull?
was.
aren't all Vidalkins bald?
I mean, you probably won't have to give a business card to Farrell's boss. I actually believe you already may have.
Some Vidalkins wear wigs.
There was a lot going on during the incursion, but I believe we've already met Catrill. I believe his boss helped with my weird little age issue.
That one you're going to have to explain, because I don't want to.
That was the end of her sentence.
Okay then. So what exactly do you all do as a business?
Whatever we're hired to.
Troubleshooters. It's like,
Within reason, not whatever. There are limitations.
So you're like,
Are there though?
They'll
Hey, we
burn down
got
a
a-
nightclub.
yeah. So you're like, are you guys like
granted, it's like,
prostitute
I was not part
hitmen?
of that.
I do like troubleshooters.
Right now, we're bounty hunters.
I mean, basically, we are an agency. It's like, that deals with that
We
pretty
are
much
duly
are meant to
licensed.
be a third party like organization to help deal with various guild issues without needing the guild while operating outside of, I guess,
Guild law.
guild law. Yeah, like while being part of the greater guild pact law. Basically,
So-
we're a make work project of sorts to say like, hey, we represent all the guilds working together to solve all the guild's problems.
Basically, we
Can't
are
take
the
any
closest.
sides.
We are the closest approximation of a chaotic good Shadowrun organization than D&D.
So it's like
That part
Like, we
means
can't-
nothing. Go stay in
can't-
character here.
We can't take any sides, but at the same time, nobody can. I mean, technically, nobody can blame us for stuff that is the fault of another guild.
Well, Cathal said we don't represent the Guild Pact, right?
No,
And
but
it's
we're
kind of like stage
No, we're
whispering that, so it's not
Yes.
really like.
sponsored by the Guild Pact.
We are duly licensed to take on contracts from private and public organizations.
Yeah, like we still
You
hold
have an
ourselves to the
Azorius
greater-
contract right now, so I guess that's true.
Y'all
Like,
literally
try-
have minions.
Yes, like we still follow. We still like we're not. We are technically a multi-guild organization that still has to follow under the laws of the greater Guild Pact. But we don't
Just
have.
sounds like insurance fraud with extra steps.
No. Again, duly
I
licensed.
mean, this is why we have our documancer here, and I wave over to Rail. I was like, they handle that end of things.
I handle the legal side. But yes, we have representatives.
That explains a lot.
Hey!
Hey, you've been on this whole thing since day one. It's like, my friend. It's like,
Yeah, Rail is extremely good at certain things about this.
Look, I didn't say you were incompetent. I'm just saying it explains a few things.
You know, you've got the card. If you ever visit, we'll try to have it summed up better by then.
Fair.
I mean, you could visit if you end up researching on the key thing. I mean, if
You
you
have
drop
a set
by
up
there,
lab?
might be. Oh yeah, of course we have a
We
lab.
do. We also have various health benefits.
Huh.
Pro 1K.
I may need to stop by there to test
Don't quite
something.
have that much gold yet.
Y'all have a not insignificant amount of funds.
Yes, but we don't have 401,000.
We don't.
She would know.
I mean, we have to consider that we are probably basing that on the gold standard, which I don't think we have. I think we're still operating silver. So if we,
So
yeah, nah.
I guess
We're really getting into
so
the
we can send
economics.
a note to Cathal.
Welcome to Ravnica.
See if she can throw Fairdeer's formal wear in the vault for us to pick up.
Do me a. You said that out loud, yes, Ingrid?
Yeah.
Frizz, could you make me a history check, please?
See, my modifier is +2, so that's a nat 1, so 3.
Do you want to use your reroll?
Huh. Do I want to use my reroll?
Here's the bigger question: does that reroll carry between games?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, do I have 2 then? Because I have the inspiration from the
Yeah,
last.
you have your inspiration still. The free reroll is different than inspiration.
Yeah, I know. I think.
Would you be willing to reload Discord Gearnos and see if you can get the camera working or no?
Sure, give me 1 second. Everyone, don't say or do anything. They're totally saying and doing stuff while this reload is going on. I know it, you know it, they know it.
Look, the axe can be a party member if he doesn't sing that song ever again.
I love that song.
Well,
Alright.
Yeah.
I learned it in French class back in high school.
Yeah, I'm French Canadian
And it's a
descendant.
And it's a song about plucking a chicken.
A blackbird.
Plucking a bird.
Question. So, what is the difference between the inspiration and the free reroll?
Sure, inspiration you can only have one of. You can have as many of the free rerolls as you want. The inspiration can
Oh.
only be used on a d20. The free reroll can be used on any die. I award both, but one I only award for special circumstances, and one I award for making me laugh.
Okay, so I'm going to use the inspiration then and reroll.
Cool.
Because it's much better to do that. 19 plus 2, 21.
Cool. Give me 1 second to pull something up.
Okay.
Oh, did Nirvana and you go over any
Damn it!
options for her dress?
We did not
It's
yet.
good she won't be going as your bodyguard because, I don't know now that, now that we know we're related, you don't really want to look weak going around with the bodyguard at the ball.
Okay. So here we are.
I couldn't poison test for you that way.
Excuse me. Cathal Rosefury, female elf, guildless bounty hunter, working for the Office of the Guild Pact. Known to the Izzet for her commission of the masterpiece artifact known as Promise of Justice. An artifact which was designed by a Demir librarian with wood engineered by a Simic researcher and grown by a Selesnya dryad, further enchanted and carved by a Gruul shaman, while Golgari reclaimers scavenged rare metals from the Izzet's undercity, which a high-ranking Izzet Kimster then smelted and alloyed with Mizium, using fire lit by the wings of a Boros angel. Finally, a Rakdos fanatic mined the crystal that was then cut and shaped by an Orzhov jeweler, and an Azorius lawmage inscribed the inner barrel with the Codex of the Guild Law. You are aware of the woman named Cathal Rosefury.
Okay. That's a lot. Okay.
I stopped writing for my notes. I'm going to have to get this from the video later.
Yeah. What was I asking? What happened before this again? I'm
We were talking about clothing, and we're like, let's send Cathal a note to see if she'll go in the closet and throw in Fairdear's Golgari outfit, since he's already got one.
yeah.
I'm covered. Fairdear's covered. I assumed you'd just wear your Orzhov stuff, Rail?
I'm covered.
And Gregum, I assumed you'd just wear your dinner party Orzhov outfit again? I mean, it's only been one day since you've worn it, so...
Well, I mean, it has no obvious affiliations, just... Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'll wear it again.
And Opal's got that charcoal pantsuit, so she should be covered. I think we really just... Are you going, Ferald? Your boss
if I am
might be there.
if I'm invited, I might as well. I can't turn down a good party like this. I do have fine clothing though, so a spare change. I should be fine.
I mean, Tears did say there would be a lot of Izzet there, so you probably don't have to worry about blending in if you have your outfit. There'll be a lot of other Izzet, since, we're right under Niv Mizzet, pretty much, so...
Yeah, but it still would, do better to look nice while we mingle.
I just mean we probably don't need to decorate you with mushrooms and things like we've done for Fairdear in the past.
Yes, please. I would prefer to avoid that.
I mean, it was quite fun.
Sure.
Oh, you look so snazzy, though.
Now Fairdear has a legitimate Golgari outfit. Oh, he's fine. We just need to find something good for Mavana. I guess into town?
Are you leading them through the corpse grove then?
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a D100 roll, please, hun.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's see. 86.
What was that first number?
86.
86. No, I said
That's...
a D100. I know, 86. I'm having fun. Hey, if I can't have fun with all the multiple technical issues I have been having to deal with for nearly a year...
None of us
That is
called
not a
you
number that bodes well, though.
No, it's not.
86.
No.
Not a number with good implications.
I mean, there's certain numbers that you just don't like. 86, 108, 13, I don't know, I'm babbling. You find your way through the corpse grove. The mist kind of clings to Ingrid's ankles, taking the form of short, fingers, but don't seem to impede her movement any. Traveling through the corpse grove, you arrive in the rot farm where you see various spiders and corpses piled up. Spiders wrapping corpses and stacking them in places. A few undead moving around. A random light appearing on the back wall of Halo's room. Lizards and other insects busying themselves while Devkarin, Crawl, and human workers harvest mushrooms and haul them through large gates. Which level of Roma are you going to enter?
Shopping district is second level, right?
Most of the mercantile stuff is at the second level, yeah.
Okay, and they're already familiar with the tavern there, so that'll help everyone get their bearings. So we'll probably take the rise up to the second level.
Okay.
And then look for a clothing store near there for Mavana.
Okay, let's see here now. Let me make a quick couple rolls. Okay. Who is leading this expedition?
I would think me and Rail.
Rail. Oh. Rail can co-lead. But he's like Golgari stuff.
Oh yeah, but you also like to impart your fashion sense of things. Plus, it's from Mavana.
Fair point. Yeah. Sorry, just chalk that up to a brain fart.
All right. I would say if y'all are going by Ingrid's memory, a history roll from her would be required. If you are wandering around trying to find a place, it would be a investigation check.
Do you want me to do the history one first, and then if I can't think of anything, we'll wander around?
Are you asking me, or are you asking Rail?
Well, is that something that we can do?
Yeah.
Then
I'll do just a straight, without advantage history roll, and we'll see what I remember.
Okay.
Teen.
Teen? What teen?
It is 18.
18. You remember a specific dress and clothing shop that you've been to a few times. Valora pointed it out to you at one of the times that she actually left the manor and went to Roma itself with you. Alex Ensemble. Someone say Assemble. You know the word I'm trying to say, right?
Ensemble?
Yes, thank you.
Ensemble?
Ensemble.
Oh, ensemble.
Yes.
Ensemble.
Alex Ensemble. It is on the Thoreau in the West Ward.
Yes, well, let's take her there and see. We won't need anything too custom, just something that fits her good and is low key. I don't think anything too fancy for the dance. And Ingrid looks over to Mavana for confirmation.
Ivana, makes a slight nod.
Leads him over.
Alright. Alex Ensemble is built out of a medium-sized cavern that has been squared off at the edges to give it a more box-like shape. It is primarily consists of a single room with a counter at one of the entryways, with two little adjacent rooms built off to the side that appear to house wares and stores. Okay, so we're back on stream. How much of that did y'all hear?
Squared off counter, 2 tiny rooms, some storage.
Okay.
And then you just kind of cut out.
Okay, one of the rooms is a storage room. The other is a much smaller dressing chamber. There are a half semicircle of mirrors set up along the far wall, with a podium kind of dais raised platform set in the center of those where it's visible to everyone involved. A female Devkarin with her right eye is blank, like white, it's been replaced with a pearl. Is the only person in the shop as you enter. She's dressed kind of simply, but the clothes appear durable, and she has like a number of pins and needles on straps up her arm. She looks up from a book. She's reading. It's like, hi. Hi. Please come in. One moment. She goes over to the open doorway and just kind of takes a rope and stretches it across and hangs "Closed. Please come back" on the rope.
It's nothing for me, and she'll say good afternoon in Elvish. We have an unexpected guest going to the ball, and she'll kind of like put her arm around Mavana a little bit, like.
She goes, at the you want me to she stops, she composes herself, she's like,
just something simple. She's just accompanying one of my friends.
Certainly, Miss
But she does
Omarona.
need to look her best.
Certainly, it is an honor to have one of my pieces at your gala. Please, and she gestures to the dressing room. I will need to take your sizes, and Mavana looks at Rail.
You can. It's all right. You can trust
Keep an
me.
eye on him.
No one's going to attack me while we're here.
She kind of nods and follows the much smaller, like a foot shorter elf into the changing room.
It would be slightly out of character for Rail just kind of give her an encouraging thumbs up. I want him to do it anyway. You got this.
Real wishing for just a moment he was a bard.
I mean,
He almost was when I was making him.
Bard, Rogue, they're almost the same.
Yeah. There's definite overlap.
After about 5-10 minutes, Mavana comes back. She is out of her plate armor. She is carrying it in a bindle. She just has the underpadding on. She kind of holds an arm across her chest a little, and it's like, okay, and then the elf comes out after and says, all right, so I got her measurements. Were you thinking about any particular material, cut, or design? I have some of the newer fashions from the surface that came down through the rise. I could definitely do some alterations for.
Right, I have it on firm authority that she is quite fond of yellow.
Huh.
Ooh, there's some nice molds in that shade.
The elf nods. It's like, yeah. We'll have to do an insulating layer.
I mean, it might be good if, with you dressed very Ungolgari, if you're escort, it would give it more legitimacy.
Mavana, how do you feel about this?
Mavana blushes a little bit at being called an escort. It's like, if that's what you think would be best. If that's what you think would be best, Priest Corvino.
I mean, Ingrid meant it in the most literal sense of she's escorting him to a party.
I know, but the same thing happened before.
Well, she wasn't there for that.
It's limitations of the English language.
Common. It's a very
Limitations
imprecise
everywhere.
trade language.
Well, if we were speaking in Goblin, maybe we wouldn't have this issue, but we're not speaking in Goblin.
The my headset is making this disconnect.
I've only found one person do that
That's
comment though.
odd.
So I was thinking of ordering an extra headset anyway. What I'm thinking is, let's try something where I pass you this headset.
Mm-hmm.
Either use a new one or your old one to test it and make sure it's not anything with the headset.
But I never we get you the new stuff, and then I take the stuff that you've been using. That's how this works.
Well, if it happens on mine, then we would know.
Fair enough.
And
We're
if
back
it
on
doesn't,
stream.
then I can use the new one.
Just a note for Tempest Cleric, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Channel Divinity is pretty neat, but at
It
level
is.
2, you only get it once per short rest.
Yeah, I'm aware
Short
of that.
rest.
Ingrid may
Yeah.
multi-class. I really want the UA Twilight Cleric, actually, but I'm not doing UA in case it changes a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I've been trying to avoid too much UA in this just because this is a long-running campaign, and I don't want to have to, go through. It's like, hey, you had this ability, but now you've lost that ability.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but complete homebrew would be completely fine because it's not going to change because you made it up.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I would have a few balance issues and stuff. Like, Ingrid has a homebrew spell that she really likes that I think I may have made a mistake.
I
But
don't
she's
know what
kind
you're
of
talking
constructed her build around it. So if I revise it, it's basically forcing her to rebuild her entire character going forward.
At least change my
fair.
invocations.
Yeah.
So we're back on stream. I cut off after she disappears into the side room. Y'all hear after a little while her shifting cloth around, moving stacks. A box opens, but it seems y'all still have a couple minutes while she's looking for stuff.
Alright. So, does anybody else need anything for tonight?
I mean, I've got a closet full of stuff. Plus, I've been shopping with, the discretionary money that Cathal said I should use. So, I mean, my closet's in pretty good shape.
Alright, everybody else alright?
I'm fine.
Yes, how are you?
Perfectly fine.
Alright.
After a little bit, the elf comes out. It's like, so with a bolt of yellow material and a dress of the similar material in her arms. So, if this is the gala is tonight, if this is going to be ready into, I have to, and she points to points at Mavana, who's still holding her arm, one arm across her chest, holding her shoulder. She points her at the dais. Is like, I'm going to, this could take a bit. If y'all need to go and get anything, we'll be. And she starts helping Mavana into the dress and pinning parts of it together and in places.
Might be better if we didn't sit and wait while Mavana's being pinned on things.
Yes, right.
How much for the dress component so I can take care of that before we step out?
Oh, on the house. Just let them know that it came from here.
You heard that right, Mavana.
She kind of
I'll make sure I
nods.
mention it to at least someone when I greet y'all.
Alright. In that case, if we're going to be waiting for a bit, Rael is going to actually find a quiet corner and recast Find Familiar.
Okay. There's plenty of like little nooks and crannies that haven't been claimed as shops or businesses. Some of them are still set up where they've been tunneled into a room. The room has been set up with a kind of a door or a curtain, or like the windows that used to be at the building have been sealed up and removed to make it look like a contiguous room and not
Go
the.
get incense or anything?
Shoot, he does need incense. I have with me, I would think, but I do need a brass brazier.
I mean, you could always see if there's one at the house.
That's fair, but maybe I can wait to get the familiar back until we're back at our home point, as it were.
I mean, y'all do know a arcane shop here.
And I mean, that same arcane shop has gems, and it never hurts to have an extra unworked gem or something around in case, you just get project time.
That is...
I don't know if Farrell minds if we drag him all around through arcane shops and things.
I would definitely not decline.
So
Yeah,
y'all
that's
are
fine.
heading to the questionable arcane then?
Sure.
All
Let me
right.
check my notes because I think I am looking for a 25 gold root. Yeah.
What's that one for again?
Headband.
Oh,
Now that I
right.
have the metal.
Okay. Da. Let's see here. That level and that. Okay. So the questionable arcane is roughly a little bit smaller than the story y'all left. It has 4 corner counters set up in each of the corners with a central pillar with a number of decorative items hanging off of it. A pair of Devkaran elves, a male and a female, are at opposing corners of the room. They look up as you enter. The shop is located on the east ward in the phylum. I'm sorry, located on the phylum tier, the east ward of the phylum tier. I got it out.
That would be top tier.
Top tier. It's literally top tier. They go, welcome, come in. What can we help you with today? And they're like, oh, Miss Omorona, it's a pleasure to see you again. Did those arcane kits help with your study?
Yes. Able to do identifications a lot better now. Thank you.
Oh, most certainly happy to help. How can we assist your, I mean, far be it from us to assume that you need assistance, but, I mean, is there anything you would require?
I think my companion's looking for some incense.
I mean, like, I don't want to just interrupt.
Okay.
I just was looking for a supplies and a quiet place to conduct a small ritual. Of a familiar I need to resummon,
The male, goes, yes. Is there anything that you're short on? Do you need incense, herbs?
Incense and access to a brazier,
Well,
brass brazier. don't
we
mind.
can certainly let you. I can certainly let you use one of our braziers. I mean, the spell doesn't damage that. It's just, no. Come with me, and he will lead you back towards one of the desks. Behind that, there are stacks of incense and tinctures and powders in bags. He goes around behind the desk and he pulls out a small camping brazier, like one would use for either warming up an area, or you would put a pot of coffee on top of it or something like that. He's like, this should do for you, right? And he kind of pushes forward. Please, go ahead. Don't mind us. and then return to the rest of the group. Wina, the female, is like watches him as he returns. She turns back to the group. So, would y'all care to browse the wares while he is performing, or was that just it?
I could take a look. Also, I guess if you have a small ruby, something not too noticeable, a little one. I've been taking to a bit of jewelry as a hobby, and getting some help with the is-it matching metals on the setting.
I see. Na's like, come this way to the Earth desk, and she leads the way to the one of the desks that is opposite the one that Rail was taken to. This one has crystals stacked up, and small rocks, and orbs, and a few wands made out of stone or metal. And she like goes through the side, pulls open like a drawer, and closes that, pulls open another drawer, and pulls it out and sets the wooden drawer on top of the thing, and set in like a little tray with black velvet are 6 rubies of varying size and clarity. It's like, so what are you looking to do with this for? Generally, we recommend. You said this was to be on a headband. We generally recommend darker, more cloudy for defensive, but a clear one with a lighter tone is generally better for offensive uses.
It's really neither, but I think for the purpose, a more clear one would.
Most
be
certainly.
better.
She then takes that drawer, puts it down, moves down a couple more, and pulls out another drawer that has 6 more rubies on it. These are all like range from pink to red and almost translucent.
Actually, on second thought, do you think you could look for a color that would match? And she indicates the breastplate with the raven's eye.
She comes around and
Hey, we've been having some variety of quality issues, and I think it's usually on the side viewing.
okay, testing.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
You're coming in loud and clear.
Okay, we're back on the stream. I disconnected and plugged back in my headset because I don't know what else to do. Where was I that I got interrupted?
The matching the gem color.
Alright, she takes off a little jeweler's monocle and like gets close to Ingrid, holds the monocle in his eyes. I can't match it exactly, but I have 1 or 2 that are fairly close in size and color. Will that work?
Yes, that would be good.
Alright, it's just like, goes back to the desk, starts digging around, puts the trays back, pulls out 2 more. Here it is. And she pulls out, sets down a, maybe a 1/4 inch wide, princess cut, ruby that is like almost cloudy in the center, but translucent around the outer edges of it.
Will the fact that it's already cut mess up with my art object rules?
It shouldn't.
Okay.
She's like, this is the closest I can do. It'll be 50 gold pieces.
And I guess just a quick perception to value it.
Yeah, go ahead. Or make a jeweler's kit check. You have proficiency in that with intelligence.
that was a 1.
No, it looks great.
Well, I mean, if it looks like it, and it's at twice the cost of what my other one was, it probably has at least the minimum value I was looking at. So I'll go with that. So, yeah, that one looks good, and she'll get out the money. And did Rail already get his supplies?
Oh, she
I
looks
thought Rail
over.
was already like. Did he?
I didn't know if you'd handled them. That's why I was checking.
I believe he already had supplies and he was just borrowing a brazier.
Okay. Alright.
But
Yeah,
it's
I'll
like
just-
an hour-long ritual.
I'll take that, and we'll browse around a little bit just in case anything comes to mind.
All right. So anyone who's browsing, make me an investigation roll, please.
Let's see. Ooh. Number, that is
Okay, one person at a time. Who raise your hand or say something if you are investigating. Okay, so Fairdeer.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment to move my pancakes aside, and I'll roll.
Okay, Fairdeer, Frizz, Ingrid, and Grigam are searching around. Okay, so everyone except let's do Frizz first.
23.
23. Okay. Investigating the central pillar, you find several crystals set into the stonework, as well as a ring. Looking over them, you notice one of the crystals has a label on it, describing it as a Ion Stone of Awareness. The ring has a shield emblem on it, and you get a kind of feeling that it is a basic protection ring. Let's see here now. Fairdeer, what did you roll?
19.
19. During your search through, you find a set of scale mail set in one side of the corner that has images of skeletons and undead being repulsed by beams of light on top of it, and worked into the metal. You also
Sorry. I have a work chat, so I may have. Do they sell crossbow bolts here?
No, this is a magic store.
Sorry.
They enchant crossbow bolts here.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Ingrid, what was your roll?
And it was just investigation, right?
Yes.
12.
12. You find on one of the counters where there's a bunch of potions and stuff, a small, shallow earthen bowl with waves carved into it. And let's see, finally, Grigam, what did you roll?
14.
14?
As I put in the chat.
That's weird. I have to scroll down, I guess. No? Oh, it just has an update. No? I don't know. Anyway.
Roll 20, chat.
Oh! I'm not looking at that. Okay. That explains a few things.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. At the same area where there is, the ring that Frizz finds, you find a small necklace with 6 orange beads on it.
Ooh. Does it have a price tag on it?
There is 950 gold.
I do an arcana to kind of see what the bowl is with the waves.
Sure, go ahead and make a Arcana check.
No! It is gone.
The dice has disappeared. The cats will find it.
Alas.
No! My seating doesn't really allow me to get it. Okay, I'm going to roll digitally, and then I'm just going to turn my camera off. I'll be right back instead. I'll get it. I need it.
Okay, just tell me what your number is.
Back, 11.
11? It clearly has some sort of elemental properties.
Okay.
Some sort. Whatever sort could it be?
And I guess I'll ask them if there's been any town gossip while I've been out. I've been having to go above ground so much.
Which of the two are you looking to talk to? Are you just waving them both over?
I'll talk to her.
All right.
And
Let's see
more
here.
more chatty the past time, I think.
Wina's pretty friendly with you, yeah. She looks up from where she is organizing inks and quills as you approach her. It's like, yes, Miss Omarona, how may I assist you?
Oh, I've been having to stay up city a lot with our business up there. I was wondering, any good gossip going on around here? The kind of stuff that goes through a town rather than the kind of stuff that goes through official channels. I feel a little out of touch recently.
Oh, the mistress, she had a Orzhov delegation visit her a few days ago. They did not seem to stay very long. They just came through town, requested to see her, then were guided to the mansion before leaving. Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, the Kroll have almost finished their warren. They've taken over most of the lower levels now. The Throw Ward is almost entirely their hive. They are very proud of that.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get to take Fairdeer down to show him some of the spiked bows at some point.
Ooh.
Let's see here now. The capstone has been raised again finally, so that the rise goes all the way to the surface once more.
Yeah, it's been fairly safe for a while. It just took a while for, I think, some of the buildings to settle in the reconstruction. It's probably safer. It only happened just recently.
Yeah. But now you can get straight from the rise almost right next to the Izzets. She's looks like she's thinking hard, trying to remember anything else that would be of it. She clearly is wanting to impress you with her knowledge of what's going on around the town, but she just really doesn't have anything exciting to report to you that she hasn't already told you.
Ingrid's just kind of being chatty, just talking back, like with the capstone and stuff, like talking about the rebuilding up there and kind of relating it.
All right, anyone else?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well,
Ray's busy, so.
Yeah. Over the course of an hour, there is a whirl of smoke and ash in front of rail above the brazier as the incense and herbs burn, and then instead of like poof of dust, ash, and smoke, the orb of the material disperses, and a plump little raven is sitting right on the top of the brazier.
Welcome back, Hermes. Let's keep you out of any more trouble this time.
It and wings its way up onto Rail's shoulder.
No secrets needed this time, then.
Not that you know
just
about.
A resummon. All right. But Rail's ready to get
Yeah, we
moving.
should go. We should go back and get ready. And we don't want any early guests to catch us not in our finery.
Are y'all going to go and pick up Mavana first?
Very much yes.
Alright, so yeah, y'all have about maybe 2.5 hours until guests are expected to arrive at this point. You return to Elix's ensemble. The elf is there. She is busy working on the dress. What started as like a oversized gown has been oversized ball gown has been slimmed down into a kind of night dress, a evening dress of pale cream yellow. she has taken the bus, the fluffy part, the bustier or whatever it's called, and removed the underlayers that were filling it out, and cut a slit in the right side from ankle to hip height and seamed that shut. She's expanded the chest region a little bit so Mavana can move and breathe easier. The straps over the shoulders have been thinned out and made more spaghetti. While sleeves have been attached to go down to the forearm with a gold ring at the end of each that slips over her middle fingers to hold them in place.
Well, that is an impressive look. Just struggle to remain professional.
Delightful work.
She kind of smiles and bows her head. It's like, no, it was a bit of a rush job. I'm terribly sorry. If I had more time, I would work more on the stitching, but it should hold as long as there's no violent movements or anything like that.
I'm sure we have her covered. That's what a little bit of mending is for, correct?
I mean, certainly, yes. That should do it as long as it's no massive tears.
Listen, and again, I'm sure it won't be needed in this outfit. I mean, you know what I mean.
She nods and she kind of removes the rope banister that she had put up so y'all can get in easier. And it's like, so y'all should have a pleasant evening. And she kind of points to the clothes that Mavana was wearing beforehand. Should I hold on to these, or will you send someone, or do you want to change back? And Mavana kind of looks at the dress, looks at her armor, and then looks at Rail, not really seeming to be sure what to do in this situation.
Rail is also not sure what to do in this situation.
You know, you should probably just change back for a little bit. You don't want to spoil it, having someone see you before the ball.
Yes, and you want to keep it in good condition, and yes.
She nods and she'll pick up her clothes and stuff, and go into the changing room again, pull the curtain closed across the entryway, and we'll come back out in her usual ensemble. And like maybe a few minutes, she has the dress folded up under, in her hands. The dressmaker comes over and she takes like a bit of wax paper and wraps it around the dress bundle to make sure it stays safe and dry before tying it off and passing it back to y'all.
It may not mean too much since it's not a very well-known place, but I did get to wear one of your outfits to a dinner party in Farkeep. Under first.
That is an honor. Thank you very much, Miss Marona. To think that my work has traveled to such... She stops because she then remembers what she knows about Farkeep. So it is impressive that my work has traveled so far. Thank you so much.
Do I need an insight to realize she knows about Farkeep? Or...
Yeah, if you want.
Sure, I'll roll.
If you said a number, I didn't hear your number.
It was an 11.
Farkeep is relatively known as being rather distant from most other places and not really a big locale. But she seems impressed that, she seems happy that her work is being appreciated and put to good use. She just does not seem super impressed. It's Farkeep. Oh, okay. It's like saying, "Hey, I made it to shirts."
Well, I just figured, like how some people collect like seeing license plates from different areas and stuff.
Yeah, no, she's
No,
not
she could,
upset. She
like,
definitely
see-
appreciates it. She's just like, oh, okay, that's an odd place for it to go, but okay. It's like saying, like, I'm going to play Austin City Limits, and then instead of going to Austin, you go to Pflugerville.
Pflugerville. Where's Pflugerville?
Exactly.
Near Austin.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, she's not upset. She's just like, oh, okay, that's a random small town. Okay.
I guess we better head back.
She nods and she'll like gesture to the doorways. Please return at any time. It's always an honor to work for you, ma'am. Frizz,
There.
if you were traveling
Uh-huh.
with the group, you would notice that. Do you speak Elvish?
I do not believe so.
Okay. You would have noticed that the town is called Roma still, and that they have been referring to Ingrid as Miss Oma Roma.
Ah. That's just a weird coincidence. I'm not going to worry about it.
A lot of people share
Famous
syllables
last
with
words.
other things.
My name is Johnny New York.
Exactly.
Famous
Yeah,
last words.
Pretty much.
I mean, Charles, Charleston,
Jack
Austin.
Twitter.
Yeah,
Timmy Twitch.
Jacksonville. It's fine.
Jacksonville.
I mean, no, it wasn't like, oh, we can't visit this random house's utility port, so let's send a letter to the mayor. Ingrid totally didn't do that.
Oh, totally not.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm assuming Ingrid leads the way back through the
Yeah.
Corpse Grove. You know what to do.
Crossbow bolts.
Oh, do you want to go and buy crossbow bolts?
Yes.
All right.
You know who has good crossbow bolts? The Crawl.
She's not wrong.
Okay.
There is a kind of... I hesitate to use the word embassy, but there is a kind of embassy at the Thoreau level, where most people go when they're wanting to interact with the Kroll. It is towards just off of the center of the rise. A small, maybe 20 by 20 foot room has a Devkaran elf, a male Devkaran elf with a short-cut hair, and just a very light, like Van Dyke beard. Is sitting in like officious-looking robes behind a desk. He looks up as you enter. He's like, "Yes. Do you have business with the Hive?"
And Ingrid's just like, just going to buy some crossbow bolts, and I wanted to maybe show him one of the spiked bows while we're here. And then points over at Fairdeer with her weird bug noises.
He responds in like a similar, but with several vibrating tones underlaced with it in his throat, like.
Well, Ingrid uses prestidigitation to augment her. So
Yeah.
she's,
He doesn't seem to be using prestidigitation. He just seems to be really good at speaking Kroll. Essentially,
troll.
oh, he's an elf.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I'm sorry.
He,
He's like-
he was speaking, and then I just used crawl to be like, it's a place we're familiar with, kind of thing.
he nods a bit. It's like, I will consult with one of the Hive speakers. Is the response that he gives Ingrid and Kroll before standing up and leaving the room.
He's going to check with one of the Hive speakers about getting the bolts and maybe showing you one of the spiked bows.
Okay.
is about 10
No.
minutes before he comes back with a case of bolts. He sets them down, opens the case, and pulls one out. It looks much like a regular bolt, only the tip has a kind of wide, curving edge to it with several barbs. He's like, we have a broadhead hook bolt. Will that work?
Do you have more than one box?
We have... The Hive is only willing to give this one box to a unknown at the behest of the Omarona family.
How much for the box? Those look very, very effective.
It is given, and he pushes it forward. The Hive regrets that it is unable to part with any of its bows, though it is willing to allow you to examine either the blade, a slashing, or a piercing one, depending upon your preference.
Oh dear, do you want to look at a slashing or a piercing one?
Flash.
He nods a bit, goes back to the doorway, opens it up, reaches through, grabs something, and then comes back. He brings out what looks like a short bow with 2 curved blades affixed to the tip of either end of the short bow.
Do they do this with long bows as well, or only short bows?
It is not recommended to use larger bows due to the or larger swords due to the increased weight of the weaponry. There's a level of effectiveness that is difficult to maintain in that situation.
Gotcha. Does that go for the piercing ones as well?
Yes, generally, and he'll go back to the doorway and he comes back with what looks like a hand crossbow with several spikes, bladed spikes through the arch of the bow. This is one of the smaller variations that is being developed by the Kroll.
The fighting's a little different when you're in constrained tunnels with lots of twist.
Ah, that makes sense. I'll kind of examine those.
They are very well designed. The wood is odd. It doesn't have like the wood grainy texture. And after a moment you realize that it's not wood but mushroom.
Huh.
The blades are fixed to the upper and the lower arms of the short bow via a ring that is set into it, and it's just slipped over the top. And the tightening of the ring keeps it from sliding farther down. And then stringing the bow causes it to curve, which then affixes the blades in place so that they won't slip off due to the curve of the wood or the mushroom. So if you take the string off of it, the blades become loose and slide around and aren't easily removable. But if you leave the string on it, the blades are held tightly in place.
Interesting.
The hand crossbow has a cross brace across the front of it as a counter arch to the backward curve, and through this a number of small push dagger-like blades have been affixed with 2 bolts. There is also a handguard that goes from the underside of the crossbow down to the butt of the crossbow with several downward pointing curved blades that have been attached to it as well for a side slashing maneuver.
That's interesting.
If you will pass on my thanks to the speakers.
I will very carefully hand it back.
He takes them both back, carries them to the doorway, and just sets them inside. When the doors open, you can see like a large insectile form with black chitinous skin. and red and orange kind of wings flared out behind it. Before he closes his door and returns to his seat, pushing the bolts forward. He's a gift for the Omarona family.
Thank you.
Ingrid will take it ceremoniously and then wait till they leave the room to hand it to Faradir.
He is not going to leave his office.
No, wait till we leave.
Okay.
Yes.
So the group travels outside and then hands it off.
Thanks.
You should probably practice with one or two of those before you use them in the field, just in case the arrows are a bit different.
Okay. But do they have, like, normal bolts? Because these are good, I'm sure, but...
These bolts, if you strike someone with it, in addition to doing damage, deal a wound. And until they receive either a medical check or a healing magic, will take 1d4 bleeding damage at the start of their next turn for every wound that they have suffered.
I have absolutely no idea how to record that in a marker.
Hasn't Cathal been ordering you? Like, don't you have a supply of them back at the shop, too? It's been ordering you 20 a month, right?
Yeah, that's true. There probably is a...
There is a shit ton of bolts back at the office. By the way, y'all haven't heard from Cathal today.
Well, I don't have anything to talk to her. I don't know if Rail still prepared it, but...
Well, normally she uses sending to contact you on a daily basis in the morning if y'all are out of the office.
Yeah.
And I do not have sending.
Right, which means that the only way we can contact her back is either sending as well or actually heading out to... Oh yeah, there's the pouch too, but...
There is the pouch. We can send her a note.
I mean, didn't we have to send her for a note for Faradir's suit?
Oh, we did.
Yeah?
Did we get Faradir's suit?
No.
So we don't have Faradir's suit.
No.
Okay.
And we haven't
Here
heard
is
anything
an
back from
absolutely
her.
absurd question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get to the vault through her bag?
You're a small size?
I am small.
Theoretically?
No.
No? Okay.
No. It doesn't quite work like that. It's not a one-to-one location. It's still a bag of holding. It's still just that what is left in the bag of a holding is transferred to the vault after a set period of time, roughly an hour.
Oh.
Fair enough. It's like, so that basically means that I'm just going to have to hoof it if I actually want to visit or have any meaningful communication at this point. Because I suspect something is up. You don't really need me here, do you?
It would be a few hours. You would definitely miss the party.
Well,
y'all
I
know,
feel like I'm intruding anyway.
Y'all know several powerful spellcasters. 3 of which actually live here.
But for the most part, communication is only one way if someone doesn't willingly respond.
We don't know if she would respond with sending.
We don't know if she would. We don't know if she wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, I get that sending has a return clause to it, but...
Well, I was pointing out that there are spells like Arcane Eye,
I mean, Arcane Eye is very local. Arcane Eye is very local. It's like, Scrying probably is the better option.
I mean, we would need to find a bowl. I guess if we went back to the house, I could check in on her theoretically.
You found a bowl.
But we'd have to buy that.
Well...
I could also go back to the house and use Valor's, but then we would, if we had to go up, we'd be further. You're saying the wave one? Did it look like it was 1,000 worth?
The wave bowl? You didn't appraise it. used arcana on it, and it clearly has an elemental affixation, but you're not sure what.
Out of character, I have a solid yes what that thing is, but in character, no, I haven't a clue.
You know, do you want to go sit at the tavern for a moment? We would need some quiet for, some not moving for this.
Alright.
I mean, and she looks over at Rail. I mean, it's not like I don't have an art object worth a bit of money.
What are you looking at Rail for with that?
You help me carve them.
Oh, yes. I'm like, I forgot about that for a moment.
We could scry there, and that way we wouldn't be too far if Brigham did want to.
That is true, and
Come in, so that is of worry. It's like, for someone so punctual.
Okay, we're streaming again. Let's see here now.
yay!
Hi, we're back. We're having technical issues. I really just want to get through the next 20 minutes and have the end of the stream, and then try and figure out what's wrong with my computer.
Today has been going really fast.
So I guess we're going back up to the second level to the tavern to get kind of a quiet room in the back.
Okay.
A quiet table in the back.
All right. Definitely doable. The fetid mushroom at this time of day, and with what's going on, is not heavily populated. There is the Kroll that you recognize having been working there in the past, as well as a goblin barmaid. He seats you at like one of the back, the group at one of the back tables. It's like, I'll bring you a couple drinks.
Thank you. And Ingrid opens the mimic bag of holding. And in the side where it's got its little fake pouch, you'll notice she's not pulling it from the main pouch, but from the actual side fake pouch. She pulls out a plain wooden box, opens it up, and there's two like male cloak pins.
Mm-hmm.
One with the ruby and one with the citrine. And she puts one on the top of the other, and it comes out to about an amber color. And she's like, and then she gets out. She puts her bag on the table and puts her hand in on Paul's book. She's like, I guess we're doing this. Scrying.
Okay, so you know her well.
Yeah.
And you have a possession of an object of hers, so that is a -9 on her DC. What's your wisdom? What's your DC?
17.
17. That is an 18. -9 is a 9. You look into, because this is the first time you've cast Scrying, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I assume we've had a short rest since then, since we stopped and had lunch.
Yeah,
and
y'all have had a
everything.
couple
I forgot
short
to
rests.
reset it earlier.
You look
I need to
into.
read some stuff.
Yeah, y'all have had a short rest. Y'all had a long rest. Oh wait, no, that hasn't happened yet.
Short rest.
Y'all had a short rest. Sorry. You look into the art object, and your vision goes soft for a moment, and the color of the gem starts to bleed and weave around you as it expands to encompass your vision. Your vision continues to go soft until you're not looking at anything, but it's more like you're looking at one of those magic eye books. You kind of fall into that visual spectrum of just a mishmash of color before you start seeing movement and shapes start to form. And the purple and the red bleeds away, and you see Cathal with her hair. You see Cathal, her hair, her eyes. You can't see the area around her too clearly, but let's see. Does this give you sound? Target knows if you're casting a spell. It can. Okay. Just seeing how much information you get. You can see and hear particular creatures as the target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified if a target knows you're casting. Okay, so yeah. You see her moving through the streets in a dark blue and purple coat. Just ahead of her, barely within the visual range of the sensor, you see a woman in a dress with a limp, walking through back alleys. And then, after about 10 minutes of Cathal seeming to shadow this figure, your vision cuts out.
And did it look like Amnestra? Or
It was very difficult to see it. You saw a female figure with a limp and a brown cloak.
and she comes back to her senses. She's like, I'll take some of that ale now. So I mean, Cathal looked okay. She was pursuing someone though. She was wearing the blue purple, and the other woman was wearing the brown, right?
Yeah, Cathal was wearing a blue and purple cloak. You haven't seen her wearing a cloak like that before, but you have seen a cloak like that before. Or sorry, a blue and black cloak.
What did you correct?
Sorry, not blue and purple, blue and black.
Okay,
A
that
blue and black purple cloak
clear it
with
up
a hood.
more. I guess.
What was the defining color though?
More.
The blue or the black?
Black.
Okay.
It's
so
black with
black
blue trim.
Gotcha.
So, I saw Cathal. She was wearing a blue and black cloak, somewhat like the one Baral was wearing. And we got ambushed.
You've seen other guards wearing that kind of cloak too at the postal hub.
So she was in blue and black colors and following a woman in a brown cloak who was limping. Thought at first maybe it was Amnestra and they were just out facing a job together, but I couldn't see any features. I wasn't sure.
Well, in any case, it does sound like she's in the middle of a job herself, so we're going to leave that be as of now. Like she's been at this longer than we have. Let's face it. She should know what she's doing, and if she should know when to call for help. So
I just assumed we partied too hard and slept in.
Also, I still
she
have...
knows us better than that by now.
I mean, I partied and then went and crashed after going bar hopping.
We did.
I mean, that's not...
We did it once. It's like, I'm sorry. Yes, we get invited to a lot of parties, but at the same time, the only time we've been flat out blackout drunk was once. It's like,
maybe she thought.
How's that tax collector's union? No.
Look.
Anyways, I still have the fine clothes from party.
Yeah,
So I'm not like...
And they weren't particularly Orzhov themed. You did rather neutral fine clothes.
Yeah, I kind of think at this point I'll just go with those.
Question.
Are you?
Okay.
Does Rail know about Grigham's tax collector uniform?
I am not certain whether I did.
I have not been really upfront about owning that thing.
I don't think I've heard it.
That may have just been an out of character joke.
Okay.
Okay, Gregum.
Just checking. If it was out of character, don't mind.
Grigum, do you still feel like you need to go back up there? I mean, I figured maybe she's just conserving spells because she's on the job. If you need to, you need to, but let us know. I think I need to head back because it's Valora's party. And I believe you're still holding an item that Farrell will need to check with his boss about, so it might be good if you were around when they had that discussion. But
Who? What item?
you took one of the items that Farrell is supposed to return to his boss from the lab.
I am out
The
of character.
bag.
I'm thinking so hard. It's like
Just check your
bag
character
with
sheet.
the-
It's there.
the bag of tricks. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was his. I would have handed it over.
Technically, it's Izzet's.
He asked
Still,
y'all
like-
because that was the experimental stuff they were supposed to pick up. And
Right. Like,
You guys were like,
All I
nah,
really
well, we don't
did,
need
like-
to hand it to you.
all I really did was pick up the item and be like, I know what this is, and demonstrated. I didn't really mean to keep it. And like, although I see it in my inventory now, so I guess someone said have it. I don't know. I don't.
However it works out.
well, he said he wanted it back, and then Meryl started talking about payment for helping him with his job, and nothing was ever resolved.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I guess I see what it is now. I guess it's part of like collateral. Like, hey, we'll give it back once you pay.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Okay. Now I'm on the same page now. Anyway.
All right.
So, dinner.
Yeah, let's head back to the house, and I don't think we'll really get to the actual dinner party this time. But
Probably not. I think that's going to be a next time.
Hey, welcome
But
to
yeah.
episode
I mean-
40.
did you want me to still roll for the mist?
Yes, you need to roll for the mist.
We have 6 minutes. We can go through a dinner party in that time. I believe in us.
63.
I mean, I believe in me.
63.
Let's
The mist, as y'all travel through it, cold, kind of misty fingers manifest in the slightly glowing fog, gripping to each of y'all's clothes and extremities. There's no real tangibility to it, and it doesn't slow y'all down any. As Ingrid
Okay,
leads
so
y'all
regular
through the
mist.
front.
In fact, it speeds you up. You're like, "Ew."
But y'all physically felt things touching you in the mist, as opposed to previous times where you've just had visual.
All of a sudden, we see a gypsy cart, and they're like, "Welcome to Barovia."
No, this is just a stone fortress ruled by a long-lived undead. It's totally different.
Just wander
Yeah.
around, and suddenly a tabaxi that says Khajiit's wares. Universe did we go to?
I love that there are Khajiit that are just house cats.
I mean, there's totally no undead spying birds or anything. It's adventure.
As y'all emerge from the mist and the trees into that little courtyard before the mansion, the area is just filled with this ghostly, ethereal music that seems to be wafting from no particular location. As you emerge, a sickly-looking woman with bark for skin moves around the back of the house and vanishes from your sight.
Oh.
Wait, by
That the
house,
woman you
you
saw
mean-
before?
Okay, first, sorry, one quick question. By house, do you mean the manor?
The
or
manor.
Wherever? Okay. Also, is it same
Well-
person?
Make a history
Yaman,
roll.
is it? What about it?
16?
16. She certainly looked the same.
Yeah, definitely looks the same. Are you okay?
There's no response.
Do we want to go around the back to check on her?
That be smart. You know about this area a lot better than I do.
Well, there is a back entrance, near the kitchen, so we could just go in that way, and if we see her, we can check on her, right?
Oh,
Cool.
sure.
So, as y'all go around the
Alright.
corner, there is a swirl of mist where the figure had passed. That mist swirls and spins and swells, and in a manner similar to how y'all saw Hermes reappear. A tall, gaunt figure with enlarged fingers with jagged claws and a flayed-looking body emerges from the mist.
Oh, these assholes again.
And we'll pick up here next week.
And I'm down to spell
Ooh.
slot. At least Ivana's back not wearing the fancy dress.
Yep.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't get dressed up and leave all her weapons.
Yep.
You know, I mean, who would ever do that? But yeah.
No, Rail has a whopping
I mean, it's
3
like-
spell slots left.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I practically came unarmed, you know? Like, it's just me, my clothes, my walking stick. And it's like,
Yeah.
You're a monk!
You're a monk.
That's
Yeah.
the point!
Walking,
I mean, I'm pretty unarmed too, to be fair.
I had 9 key points.
It's like the barbarian saying, dang it, I forgot my armor.
So,
Oh,
first
wait.
off, go ahead and make sure you've given yourself a short rest,
Uh-huh.
alright.
because
right.
that seems like it'll be important next week for some reason.
Uh-huh.
Anyone have any ideas why that seems like it'll be important next week?
No, I don't. I don't
wonder
know.
why.
Random
know.
poisoning at the ball.
We must
Yeah.
find the piece of cake that went missing.
Yeah, because this MFer in front of us is just about to run off with 40 cakes. That's 4 tens. It's like, that monster.
Goddamn Lex Luthor. All right. Hey, thanks for joining us on our live broadcast of the bonus rolls, Second Sight Agency.
I still can't believe they made that canon to Luthor. It's like,
Yeah, I can. Our next show is going to be on Friday. It's going to be Chat and Chill, where we're going to be hanging out, talking about our favorite D&D moments, or other role-playing moments, I guess.
and whatever else
And
we can come up
possibly
with
other
in the time.
topics.
Basically,
Like,
anything we want to talk about.
Like the fact that Luthor as a kid did in fact steal 40 cakes from a bake sale.
Or maybe these 2 interesting-looking third-party D&D source books I got my hands on: Witchcraft and Fairy Fire.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, I'm rolling Mavana's HP recovery real quick, because I forgot about doing that.
And I was introduced last night to a Korean comic called Housemaid, and boy howdy, why does it not stop escalating?
Okay, Rail, say the line.
Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And please, make like a polite werewolf. Like and subscribe.
Alright, do we have a cone?
Yeah, it's like, don't be stupid. It might make you famous.
Okay, thanks for watching us. Please like and subscribe and turn on notification, I guess, if you want to. If you're watching this later on YouTube, please share with your friends, your family, your coworkers. We're just trying to provide a little entertainment, whether it's in the form of this or us just hanging out and chatting on Friday nights, or, the new games that we're going to be starting to stream soon. We're just really looking to grow. I am still working on getting the Patreon set up. It is taking me longer than I realized it would to get the videos converted and uploaded. That is my fault. Wow, Mavana just keeps rolling 4s on her short rests, and it's really kind of annoying.
Well, at least she's not
That's
rolling
actually rolling a
ones
2, right?
like I
It's
did.
10 plus 2, so she's actually rolling 2.
Yeah. Like, she's burned through 1, 2, 3, 4. She's burned through half of her hit dice at this point. Hey, there's
How
a
many-
big number finally.
How many hit dice do you get back on a long rest again?
Half.
Half. She'll get back 5.
For some reason, I thought it was like 2 hit dice or something. I've been very much. I've been being very stingy with my hit dice for no good reason, apparently.
That'll get her almost to full. She's
It's
a
been
little
2 since level 3.
Yeah.
It rounds up.
Okay. So yeah, we're done. Thanks for checking out the game. We've had a lot of technical issues. I know that. Everyone knows that. It's obvious. But thanks for sticking with us. To those new folks who have decided to check us out, thanks. We appreciate it. You can find our past episodes on YouTube if you just search YouTube for Second Sight Agency or the bonus roll. This has been GM Gearnos and the crew, cast, friends, whatever you want to call it.
The bonus cast.
Yeah, bonus cast, I guess. We really should have just gone with bonus cast. I'm going to trademark that, too.
Not just a cast.
I mean, EQ wants us to be
Like-
the bonus cast for it. I mean,
Look,
sounds like a legitimate reason.
Our
to do
brand is the bonus roll. Our crew is named the bonus cast. We can have both.
Okay,
This is true.
right now, it's live, it's going out streaming. You cannot deny it. Trademark, the bonus cast.
That's
Yeah.
not
Sure.
entirely how trademarks work.
No, that's exactly how it
Not
works.
at
Yeah,
all.
we're not-
I haven't added it to the wiki yet, so the name's not finalized until it's added to the wiki page.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and it's trademarked.
so I have to.
Trademarks aren't like that.
So
The
Yeah, they
uh,
are.
If you're
Don't worry
using it
about it.
means somebody else probably can't trademark it though.
so there's been an
Exactly.
issue.
Got that.
It has not recorded this whole thing, so I'm going to have to try and figure out get it to download off of Twitch.
Huh.
Look,
Yeah, which is not the first time I've had to do that. It's fine. Everything's fine. How are you guys doing? Oh,
I'm
we're
okay.
done. Right. Hey,
Yeah.
everyone, have a nice one. Check y'all later. Stay safe. Stay sane. Drink something good for you. Eat something good for you. Try and go outside at least once a day and stare into the sun until you forget how everything is burning down around you.
Loyal rules.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, we're at the exit card.
Which means we're still all on
Yeah.
headset, right?
Yep, audio is still going.
Together, America strong.
All right, I'm muting. All right, I've muted myself, and I'm going to mute the rest of y'all.